What's up, everybody? Welcome
up?
to Betamax. My name is Fidel, and we got a special episode here today. No Eddie and Birdie today, but I got Jose and Jacob, returning guests, and we're welcoming an old friend of ours, Manny Contreras. What's up, man?
What's up? I'm so happy to be here.
Dude.
It's been a long time since I've seen all your guys' faces.
Years.
This is a special treat. I'm happy that you're doing this. I think it's super important, especially for the kids in the IE.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot, so we definitely need something, you know. Right. But we have a buttload of crazy stories, a lot of great memories, and a huge contribution to the music scene, you know. So I'm happy to be here. So where the fuck have you been, Jacob Lucero?
So for a long time,
wait. First, I used to see you all the time.
Yeah.
We used to hang out all the fucking time.
There was a good 3-4 years that we were together all the time. We took you on
tour. It was so much fun. It was crazy. It was a great experience. And then I guess I just got involved with music, so I would come back home and hang out with certain people, but I didn't see you. For such a long fucking time.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking back on it. I think it was after that tour is when you guys started getting more popular. So then you guys started touring a lot. And I think that's kind of when we lost touch. I think that tour was like the last time I spent like a lot of time with you guys. Because after that, you guys started touring a lot more.
Yep.
And then that's when I kind of transitioned back into skateboarding more. Because like end of 2007, I got a board again, started skating, and I started hanging out with like Trevor Mungan and his friend Travis. And then we would hang out.
Travis too.
Yeah,
Travis is great.
Yeah, we would hang out. I started hanging out with them a lot with their buddy Steve, who does like tattoos now.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I started skating with them for a number of years, hanging out with them, you know, drunken tomfoolery and stuff.
Of course. I remember I would come back from tour and I would go skate like Hunt Park and then kind of like see everyone. And
sure.
I'd be like, damn, everyone's so freaking good. Like everyone started getting so good at skateboarding. But I think the mentality kind of shift where everyone was just like really having fun. But naturally, if you keep on doing something, you're just going to get so much better. Mm-hmm. But that cul-de-sac is where we would hang out all the time at your place.
At my house, yeah.
And then we would hang out at Kyle Turner's house across the street.
Yeah.
And his brother, and that's how you were playing in a band with him. You were playing, like, in high school, the way that I knew you, you were like, you went full fucking punk.
That crust.
You went full, you went fucking 100%. And I was like, this kid is crazy.
It was still new to me, to be honest. Because that's how I came into that group, was because through like Omar and Evan, and they were and Evan was super into skating, so that's why he was super cool with like you guys and stuff. Because in my perspective, like, because I was the new kid, because I had come from Rubidoux.
Oh, that's right.
Like,
you
right,
did. You were.
He was like the new.
I was like a transplant out of Rubidoux, like maybe in October, you know. So like I kind of came into like an already established like
group of
ecosystem,
friends.
if you will.
And
it was always like those two benches right there out to the side of the quad, and then it was like all the 5-0 dudes, you know, and then it was like me, Evan, and Omar, you know, and it was kind of like, you know, like it was like this little crowd, because there was really no other punk kids.
No,
and like that was the most comfortable place for us to feel like we fit in.
Isn't that so crazy to think about, that the high school was kind of broken up by people and who they were? Like it's like, I don't know, is that kind of like, what the fuck is that? Some type of racism or something? You know what I mean? Like in a different form.
It's like a music segregation type of thing.
Yeah, kind of to an extent. It's like natural. You know what I mean?
Funny,
because everyone just popped in where they belong.
Yeah, dude, we were talking a little bit about that like on the way over. Like say for Hatebreed, for instance. Like he was saying that because he didn't come from a punk like hardcore perspective, because he was like mixed up with like all the metal kids. You know? And then like I came from like the punk and hardcore. And that was, and you know, they're kind of like one of those crossover type bands.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, you know, being able to kind of like mix it in at some point, but like we were clicked apart, like from something else completely, you know.
But it was cool. It was Now thinking about it, I haven't thought about that in such a long time. But in the first rows, like closer to where, not the quad, but where people would get lunch, you know, would kind of be, where's that fucking top thing, whatever, where it's like everyone, we would skate the benches, remember, we would put them up, that area, facing that area, the first one was just a bunch of cholo-ass Mexicans. Cholo-ass Mexicans, and then it was us, the skaters, music kids, or whatever, and then behind us was like I don't even fucking remember.
They were like
nothing else existed to
No,
me. You know?
they were like band nerds. They were like some like kids that were in the school band, and they did that stuff.
Oh my gosh! And then there was like on the other side in high school was all the kids that I knew in middle school that already were like advanced in like. They were like the star students and shit like that.
And the football team.
And the football team. The trap boys. There was like, another word for a gang or something, whatever it was.
The trap boys. Damn, I haven't thought about that in so long.
Yeah, they would only wear camo.
Yeah.
They would wear camo, and then they would supposedly get in fights. I never saw it or anything. However, there was this one time I remember I was trying to like ask a girl out. I built the confidence up to ask her out during like the break.
Yeah.
And I was about to ask her out, and then all the Mexicans and all the blacks like faced each other, and the Samoans, and a massive rumble broke out.
I remember that.
That was
And
so
it was
crazy.
the worst thing ever. I was so bummed because I never got to talk to that chick again, pretty much. And yeah, all hell broke loose in the quad at
it
North
was
Vista High
crazy.
School.
That happened a few times. That happened a few times in North Vista, I remember.
Oh man, so crazy.
But I remember.
Super
I think I remember the one you're
insane.
talking about. It was like, I think it was my junior year.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, like I remember like walking to the restroom, and then all of a sudden, like you see like these two factions, like a scene from like Lord of the Rings, dude.
And
then they just like charge at each other.
in. It was crazy.
Dude.
I remember I saw the PE teachers fight.
Yeah, exactly.
They were throwing down.
Yeah.
Didn't the principal get knocked out as well? I believe.
Probably. I remember.
I remember them trying to wrestle like multiple like grown adults trying to wrestle like a student down.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
dude.
I believe it. Those kids were big. Those trap boys, they were big dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were no joke.
Remember that
sure.
Samoan dude, Tony?
Big Tony?
Big dude.
Oh, yeah. I remember
That guy
Big
was
Tony.
super cool.
Wait, are we thinking the same Tony? Fat Tony?
No.
They would call him Fat Tony?
I don't know. He was like a big Samoan dude.
Oh,
No, I don't know.
Like
I don't
6
know.
foot,
Fat
like
Tony
2.
sounds like an Italian. Like,
No, Fat Tony was
Fat
this
Tony.
kid. He used to skate too, but he was just like a bigger dude, and
Yeah.
a lot of dudes would pick on him. But he was a cool kid. Like,
yeah. Did he go like this when he talked?
and I would imagine. No, but yeah, I mean, I remember hanging out with Omar too, and like my best friend Mishak. We were just inseparable,
Yeah.
and I know that he would hang out with Mishak hung out with Omar more.
Yeah.
Same with Evan. Like I remember seeing Evan at shows all the time. I would see Evan more at shows than I would see him at school. I don't think he went to our school, did he?
Well, at one
Yeah,
point,
technically.
at one point he had left because he started going to Alvord.
Oh, okay.
Continuation.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
Yeah. So like he just stopped coming around.
I had went to Elwood too. That's why I know Evan like did go to Norte Vista.
Yeah, but aren't you our age?
Yeah.
You're my age, right?
Well, I'm 35.
Okay. So
So
then
I
you're a
would-
year older than me.
Yeah.
But because I would see you in high school.
Yeah. I
did
remember seeing
not-
you in passing. Yeah.
I never saw. I think I might have seen Evan a couple times in school.
Yeah, because like the group of kids that I hung out with was like all the metalhead, like the new metalheads,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Alfredo.
You would
Yeah,
hang out
yeah.
with Victor.
Victor, yeah.
You know, I love Victor.
Victor was kind of hybrid though. He
was hybrid.
He would kind of hang out with the metalhead dudes, but he'd also hang out with us because he was also into hardcore too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was into hardcore, but wasn't he into tagging too? Like, was he a
Yeah.
tagger?
I
But you were
wanna say
into
he was.
tagging too, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's
I
mostly
love
my
it.
brother, but
Yeah, Bobby was older.
but like
Your
Yeah,
younger
I
brother
dabbled with
that's
it, yeah.
bigger than you. Isn't your little brother like super huge?
no. I mean, like at one point, like he was a little larger, but
Okay.
dude's been putting in work, man. Like for some time, yeah. He looks good in my opinion.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
No, I
he
remember
does.
seeing your brother, and I was like, oh shit, that's his brother. Like, dude's jacked. That's just big, dude.
Yeah,
Crazy.
dude.
That's awesome, man. And there was a period too where you were hanging out with Anthony.
Yeah,
Like-
I was gonna say
Anthony.
like after Evan left, it came at a point in time where I was like getting cool with Anthony because he was like the other punk kid I
Yes.
found out about, So then when like my punk crowd left, because Omar, I don't remember why Omar started going.
Yeah, I don't
to-
remember.
I don't know, like Omar like vanished
Yeah,
too. Like
yeah.
everybody's story is so interesting.
He started working. I remember he kind of. I don't remember if he dropped out or not.
I
but
don't remember.
He
Yeah,
started
I
working
know.
at some factory like in 2006, going to 2007. I want to say
shit.
it was.
I didn't know
Because
that.
I remember I would drive him to work sometimes.
What kind
pick
of
him up.
factory was it? What?
It was down off of if you go down Van Buren all the way when it starts past Tarupa.
Oh, okay.
Down to where the 60 is. Remember, there's like a bunch of industrial
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
Off of Etowanda. So if you go
Oh,
down that
okay.
way, down Van Buren, you hit like Etowanda in that area. There's a bunch of industrial buildings.
Yeah, there's a whole new gas station complex there.
It looks-
the
it looks-
Farmer Boys is right
it looks
there
way
on the
different.
corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he was working over there around that time.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Anthony at that time, and like my brother started going to school, so like I kind of found like my
Your
like
little
because like I didn't skate like you guys did, you know. Like I mean, it was something I dabbled in similar to like graffiti, you know. But like so I didn't like because even when we would hang out, you guys would be skating, like I'd be there, you know. But like I wasn't someone who knew how to like fluently like ollie and kickflip and stuff like that. Yeah. But I mean like. I was kind of around it because of like the music I was into.
Yeah, no, for sure. Me and Anthony go back.
Yeah. He's the one that designed our
you guys
like
were the
logo.
same grade too.
Yeah, we're the same grade. Oh, that's crazy. My mom would drop me off at Anthony's house, and we would like play. He would like, I don't know. We would just get into some dumb things, like we'd laugh over the dumbest things. Yeah, like remember we like died over the word spoon. Like I don't even remember. Like we were just little kids.
Were you guys watching that show, The Tick?
I don't know what we were watching, but we played music. Like he played guitar and I played guitar, and then my other friend Mark Lemus, and then we just loved playing music. And then I met Matt Vargas in middle school, and we did like battle of the bands, and Anthony played guitar in another band, and then I played with Matt and Jason Hatfield. I don't know if you guys remember him, but I got into music heavy with him because he lived behind me, so I would always go practice with him. His brother was a really good drummer. I don't know if you guys remember, he would wear like orange all the time. His drum set was all...
Oh, Josh?
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, he was in a band.
Good.
He was in a band with my cousin.
They were the B-Sharps.
The
Does
B-Sharps,
the B-Sharps still exist? Yeah.
I don't know if they still exist.
The band Anthony was in was my band.
Yeah. He was in your band,
Yeah,
right?
because it was like just like some wannabe crusty type.
Yeah, no, but it was cool. I mean, as much, you know,
it was fun.
I'm not trying to throw shade.
It was
better than the B-Sharps.
It was a product of the time, for sure.
But Anthony's, I mean, he's like the crazy Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt now. Like
graphic designer, I think he is.
He does it every now and then. I don't know, like if he's doing it like as a profession. But I know he messes with it. Like I said, he's the one that designed our logo.
It's funny though. Cool. You were saying like how he would like laugh or whatever about like the randomest things.
Yeah.
And he said like the spoon. It reminded me. I remember an occasion, like many others, where he was saying like he's like, man, you know Spanish word is really funny. Popote. Yes, and we would laugh about it. Like it's like, man, like it's true. It is funny.
It's hilarious. Yeah, for sure.
It's like, man, that's so random, dude.
Yeah, the humor was random, but it was gold. It was super cool. And then his older brother was cool too. His older brother was friends with my sister, so like I would see them on occasion.
Yeah, he was in a lot of bands too.
Yeah,
like,
he played music.
Antagonist, I think he was.
I think so.
That name rings a bell.
Yeah, he's
I think
in
I remember
Antagonist,
playing
and he was in
Showcase.
what was that crust band?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I just got into like jiu-jitsu. I'm like a poser in the skateboarding world, so it's like sometimes I'll creep on those dudes. I'll be like, what is Anthony doing? Let's see. Where AJ pulled her to like
I think he turned his garage into like a gym.
He did.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he has like mats out.
Because I would hang out with AJ too. It was weird. I was like kind of all over the place. I would come home from tour, and then AJ lived across the street in the next street over. So I would just like walk over and be like, hey, are you there? And we would hang out, you know, and he was always super into like self-defense. He was super into jiu-jitsu. I was like, how the hell did this guy get into jiu-jitsu? But he was also into like weird shit. I remember we would talk about like quantum physics and Mikio Kaku stuff. And I remember he would hang out with Gio and Ivan too, the twins.
I remember
they were
them,
always there. And the last time I saw AJ, he got into this like debate with I think it was Ivan or something. They were just going back and forth, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get out of here.
You guys have fun with that.
That's the last time I saw him. But they're like crazy jiu-jitsu dudes, so it's like something that I'm super into now. And hit me up, boys. Teach
awesome.
me a thing or two. Let's go.
I wanted to ask you, like, on because on the other podcast you did, you talked about like the beginning of Impending Doom, how everything else started. And then you had mentioned the old band name, and it brought back like memories. On Sacred Ground.
Yep, that was something that me and Brooke came up with, which was short-lived.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, it was me, Brooke, Chris Forno. Chris Forno was this Corona kid who had a lot to do with Impending Doom in the beginning.
Yeah,
we got John Alfaro, and I'm pretty sure it was Isaac. Was it Isaac at the time? I'm not certain. It might have been, but I don't know.
It was Isaac.
Because
who else would have been playing drums?
Well, the thing is that Chris Forno was originally going to be our drummer.
Yeah.
I remember him playing drums.
Yeah, so he played drums, but he had brought Isaac, and he's like, hey, he's going to play drums, and I'm going to play guitar, because Chris was a really good guitar player. He played like crazy shit, like Tony Tap Dance and Extravaganza shit.
Oh yeah, I
he
remember
played
that,
like ion dissonance kind of riffs, and it was like very chaotic, but it was good. So we're like, we did the switch, and he played guitar. And it was our first show ever. I remember our logo we tried to come up with.
I remember it too.
I took Adobe Photoshop in
high school.
In high school.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I would like mess around and make some shit up. And I remember I made that On Sacred Ground logo. And our first show was at the Gazebo in Redlands. And we got into Redlands
Sylvan
because...
Park, right?
I think so. I'm not too certain.
It's right off the 10.
Yeah,
It's
Silver
right at
Park.
University.
But we would hang out. We would go to church in Redlands, me and Brooke, and that's how we became familiar with all like the Redlands kids, all the Death Star guys, the guys in
Sleeping Giant.
Sleeping Giant, later turned into Sleeping Giant. And all the Oblige guys. There was only so many shows that all the kind of the local people played. So it was either like Showcase or I don't know. It was just like small kind of like
Tiffany
cliques.
Church.
Yeah, Tiffany later. But yeah, I remember we were like the first band to open that, and we set up our stuff, and there was people there. It was a small gazebo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, there was kids there. And we started playing. We played our first song, and then all our friends were like moshing. I remember my friend Greg Puthers, who was later in Impending Doom, was like moshing. I think Jacob was moshing. It was crazy. It was cool. You know what? It was like a fun kind of like hangout. We never thought our band was ever going to be big or anything like that. So it was just like seeing it, like it was kind of my first show in this kind of world, and I was like, man, this is sick, dude. This is fucking cool. Like, I belong here, you know what I mean? There's not so many things in life where I'm just like, fuck, like this makes sense. This
fits.
This is for me. Like, that's when I fucking knew it. And then we started playing our second song, and then they turned it off. Cops came, they shut it down. So I had that fucking moment of like, yes, this is it. And then it just was over just like that.
Because I remember seeing you guys play at Novi in the theater.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that was like for a battle of the bands or something.
Yes.
But I do remember the guy you had drumming at that show was Marco.
Yes. So that was before. I'm pretty certain that was before.
Really?
Yes. I totally forgot about that. That's so
I remember
crazy.
that.
I'm glad that you remember
The
that.
reason I remember is because, do you guys remember Joel Bear?
Yeah.
Yes.
He got kicked out because he ran up there to sing along with one. I think you guys were doing a cover. And he went up to sing along, and like the security kicked him out because they wanted everybody to stay seated.
I think we played like we probably played like Car Bomb from Acacia Strain or
Maybe.
something like that simple intro breakdown or something. But that at that time it was Marcos playing drums. It was me playing guitar. Simpson, this kid named Simpson playing guitar.
I remember Simpson. I went to junior high
and then
with
there was this kid named Joel who played bass. He was like I don't even know how to describe him, to be honest. He was a super cool kid, and then Brooke sang.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe that. Yeah, there was like, you were there for that?
Yeah, I was there.
You had to have been there.
I had to have been there.
But yeah, it was Battle of the Bands at Novi.
Yeah,
And,
I remember that.
Yeah, it was cool. I think we won like third place or something like that.
Yeah, I just remember like Joel getting kicked out because he was trying to sing along, and they're like, no,
Yeah,
you
but
guys
that
gotta
was
stay rowdy.
before. That was like I just did this. Well, the story is like how I started the band with Brooke is I saw him in the quad. He just knew that I liked music. Like I didn't know Brooke. Brooke was this like valedictorian kid. You know, very
played
popular.
baseball.
He played baseball. I think he played football too for a little bit or something. He won Homecoming King. You know, he was just
the popular guy.
that
He was a
annoying
popular
kid.
guy,
Yeah, super popular. And he saw me in the hallway and he's like, "Hey, you're Manny. You like metal, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Let's start a band." And he picked me up. That if it wasn't that day, the next day in his bright red Camaro.
Dude,
and
I remember that thing.
Yeah.
Like, me and Omar a ride to school. Like,
No way.
Yeah. And we were
That's
like,
so cool.
We were like, man, that's so random. Like, you're like the super cool, likable guy at high school. Like, wanting to hang out with these two like punk nerds.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
He's like,
hell
oh,
yeah.
yeah, man, I'm into like that stuff too. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, man, there's a whole side to this guy that I didn't even know.
I know, it's so crazy, right? Music, what a beautiful thing. But yeah, we got together at I think it was, I don't even know whose house he took me to, but I brought my little Marshall amp and I started jamming with Simpson and Joel, and I don't know who was drumming, but I knew Marcos, and I knew that he was into music because he had a band called Stiletto.
Yeah, Stiletto.
With Roland,
Yeah.
and I was always like familiar with all the local kids because that's something that I've always played music, you know. And I know Matt Matt Vargas played in a band called One Way with Ivan,
which later turned into Bad Decision.
Yeah, which later turned into Bad Decision. So
I
there's
forgot
these
about that
local
band.
bands. You know, I was super into it. Like I was like, man, one day I want to be in a band. Like that's what I want to
Marco
do.
used to throw like these like regular like backyard shows
he
at
would
his
do
Marco
house.
Fest.
Yes.
Yeah, Marco Fest.
Marco
That's
Fest.
what it was, yeah.
I remember being there. And
It was
like,
a super locals only thing.
Yeah, very local. A bunch of kids just getting wasted.
Yeah.
I remember one kid peed in a bottle, and I saw a girl drinking.
Yeah.
And she was so hammered, and it was like nothing.
Oh, my God.
Like
Yeah.
she had no idea. But I remember I didn't know how to mosh or anything, and I was just like so pumped that I moshed. That my first time moshing was at Marco Fest. Like
Hell
it was
yeah.
like cool. Like Marco was cool, man. That was so sick. But he ended up playing drums with us for a little bit, but it just. I don't even know the gaps in time. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And yeah, me and Brooke like phased out so many people because I think we just annoyed them because we just wanted to play breakdowns. Like our friend Javen, like you know Javen. He's your cousin, though, isn't he? Javen is a great guitar player. I started hanging out with him all the time. I started seeing him more than Jacob. And I was like, dude, you should play guitar for us. Let's try it. And he would play guitar. He was good. He was playing with us for a little bit.
He's
but
actually
he would
really
get,
good. When
he's really good. Way better than me, you know, and I would but the thing is that me and Brooke just clicked on like heavy noise, so we would just do it over and over again, you know, and people would get mad at us, be like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Like, let's sit down and write parts and whatnot." And Brooke just wanted to growl, and I just wanted to hit inverted chords over and over again. So, yeah, I mean, later on we found people that kind of wanted to do the same things, and yeah, we changed the name. We thought of Impending Doom, but. And then it just became something. It was weird how it did. It was like we didn't really try, kind of. We just did our own thing, and it was fun. It was so cool, and it took off. It got us some kind of recognizable fucking attention, you know. So it was cool.
It blew up, dude.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I mean, for like,
to put it lightly, it blew up.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it was
remember
cool.
going to a show. I don't know if it was like maybe your guys' first like headlining showcase show but it was something. And I remember like Brooke like personally invited me. And
that's amazing. I love these stories that he.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, that's cool. Thanks. You know, like
Was that I wonder if it was because remember I went on tour with you guys and like the last date I did with you guys was
I think
like
it
at
was,
Showcase.
dude.
You
Yes.
guys we went up the West Coast and then we came back down and then you guys played Showcase. I think it was like Winds of Plague with Dead Ends Rising.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's about you were.
Yeah,
I think I was there
Crazy
too.
you were on that tour.
I think it was probably that show.
yeah, I think so because I think it was like the last show of like the comeback show of like the tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
was
I
like a
remember
West
like
Coast tour.
that was when I remember when I got in because he put me on the guest list, and I remember when you guys were playing, I was like, yo, like
Rowdy.
this it went off, dude, and I was like, bro, like these fools are
That's cool.
like this is like I thought I was like, dude, this is the beginning. You know?
Yeah.
This is
No, it was cool. I mean, like, you know, you're naturally good at something when you do it every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes we'll do fly out dates and we'll play the show okay, but there's something about like not being like in mental unison, like, and it's weird, you know what I mean? But when you're consistently touring, like our music was kind of whatever, but it was tight. Like we played over and over and over and over again.
Well, I
you
would
know what I
also
mean? And
say like maybe a part of it is like, you know, when you have a winning combination of like the people involved, you know, like
for sure.
where it just continually moves like what you're trying to do forward. You know?
yeah. No, yeah, it was cool. We definitely learned a lot, like touring. Dude, we were on tour with Dead to Fall.
Yeah,
it was so big for us. Like,
wild.
you know, Winds of Plague too. It was like one of the big local bands in our town. So yeah, like you learn things from going on tour with these bands too. You know what I mean? But then again, we also want to create some kind of shock factor, you know what I mean? So it's just like our goal was to be as heavy as we possibly could and go as crazy as we possibly could, dude. Like, let's just go ape shit, you know? And that's what we did. That's what we did every single night. And now my neck is not the same. It hurts terribly.
now you gotta see the chiropractor twice a month.
Yeah, the Impending Doom headbang, dude.
Dude. I headbang still for sure, but not at that rate. It was just crazy. Like I would see videos, I'm like, I can't believe we would do that. It's so, it's so cool. But yeah, man, what a time. That was insane.
I remember listening to the Nail Dead Risen when it first came out, and feeling like it kind of had like a grind, like feel
I
to
thought
it.
so too.
Yeah, I mean, we'd listen to a lot of disgusting stuff.
I was gonna say at one point I wanted to mention, I was like, I remember you were the dude that introduced me like to some like cool bands like Wormed.
Yeah, Wormed was super crazy.
Discordance Axis, like
oh my gosh.
Discordance or something.
Dripping.
Dude. Origin too, yeah.
Origin was crazy, dude. Oh man. Yeah, we loved that's what we did. Like you were involved very much in this. We would just try to find the nastiest
shit.
band.
Yeah, dude.
And show each other, be like, oh, have you heard of this? Have you heard of this?
That's the best. When you have like a group of friends just doing that with music.
That's literally all we did. And we would like kind of put each other down if you didn't know the band. Like, have you seen that meme where it's like this sad ant holding a hitchhiker?
Yeah,
it's like when you ask what band it is.
Yeah.
It's like super, that's how we were. Like, you had to know the band. If you didn't know the band, you're kind of whack. Like, get out of here. They give you a side eye or whatnot. But yeah, I love that about us. We would always just seek the grossest band. Like it didn't even matter if they were popular or not. It was just like if it was disgusting, we were all about it.
Really heavy. It didn't have to like be really good production. Even
no,
like,
it was
almost
the
like
worst.
borderline lo-fi stuff.
Yeah.
Like remember Implosive Discordance?
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm
Florida,
talking
like just off the wall shit. But it was we were always trying to like one up each other, like to find the heaviest stuff. Like me and Brooke.
Yep.
Like, because Brooke was, at that time he was super into Aborted. Like,
this is one of his favorite bands.
I was gonna say, I remember him saying that's where he, like, from listening to Aborted is where he kind of learned how to do his growls, was from listening to Aborted.
Yep, absolutely.
I was like, that's really funny.
It's so funny. It's so cool. Yeah, man. Just drip. Oh my gosh, dripping was so
I went back and
crazy.
listened to them like a couple years ago, and I was like, this shit is so ridiculous.
New Jersey's finest, dude. They're from New Jersey. I remember we played New Jersey, and I would wear that dripping shirt all the time, and I met one of the guitar players.
He's awesome.
That's awesome, dude.
Super cool. What about Waking the Cadaver? Do you guys remember that?
Oh,
dude,
shit.
They were kind of like a joke band, weren't they? They were. Like,
I don't know.
They were joking.
I don't know. I felt like it was like a thing, and then
the
like
sound clip thing?
and then people started like memeing it online.
It was a massive meme. Oh my god,
the shredded wheat stuff that you would see in the videos. Dude.
Oh my god,
that was like one of the first memes ever,
bro. I thought it was so funny, man.
That's crazy. But then they booked shows, and the shows were super insane. We got on one of the shows at I think the venue was called like RMC or something in like San Bernardino, or was it? But it got Pencil at Syringe was on it, and we were about to play next, and somebody pepper sprayed bombed the venue.
RMC, I think it was in Rialto.
Yeah, it was in Rialto.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right there by where they have the tank farms, like for the
it was
fuel.
a weird kind of like industrial
area. Like
yes,
it's surrounded by like distribution and like gasoline tanks.
Dude, yeah, but there was a fight that happened. Shows were going off there for a while in Rialto.
Mm-hmm.
Suicide Silence had played there. A bunch of big bands played there, and that Waking the Cadaver show was sold out. We were on the bill, and we didn't even get to play because somebody got in a fight, and then they got pissed. They came back with a pepper spray bomb and threw it in the venue, and the show got canceled, and everyone was just eyes are bleeding.
That sounds awesome.
It was kind of cool.
That sounds awesome.
So crazy. But have you kept in contact with like Danny Turner and Kyle? I mean, you guys were like super close.
Yeah, from time to time.
The last time I saw Danny in person was when he got married. I think it was like 2018, something like that.
Okay.
No, wait. Maybe 2017. It's been a while.
I remember I was like younger and I would see like deer heads on the wall at their place. I was like, oh shit, they hunt. Like that's fucking cool.
His dad's like a super into bow hunting.
That's awesome.
Remember those couches they had in that first room? They were like jungle themed couches.
Oh yeah,
they had like a jungle pattern on them.
Yeah,
it was like we used to make jokes about how it was like in Ace Ventura, when nature calls. When he walks into that room and he's like, oh, it's like it's a lovely room of death. Yeah, it reminded me of that, dude.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
I think the last time I talked to Danny, he had called me randomly, like out of the blue. This was like maybe over 10 years ago, to be honest. But he called me and I was like, hello. And he's like, you're the only person in my phone that still has the same phone number. And I was like, oh, cool. He's all, I hope you're doing good. And then he's like, bye.
What the hell?
That was it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was a very unique dude because I remember he even like recorded himself rapping on like a Deltron 3030 phone. Like I think it was like Mastermind or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like he found the instrumental and he loved that song so much he memorized it and then he recorded himself like rapping to it, you know?
That's awesome.
And it's like, man, that's so random.
It's so random.
Yeah, he works for Microsoft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he works for Microsoft and lives up in like the Seattle area.
Oh, tech dude, big in tech.
Yeah, he like develops AI or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's we're talking about Isaac Bueno. That's what he does too, right?
Yeah, he does software developing.
Yeah. How do you know that? Do you keep in contact with them? Or
No,
what?
like I told you, there was like a period like a couple years ago where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start Googling people I can remember.
Yeah, that's
Isaac
right.
Bueno was one of them, and I saw that he had like a LinkedIn profile popped up, and I looked. I'm like, oh shit, that's totally Isaac. And it's like he was living in like Chicago or something, and he was doing software development. And I'm like,
I visited him. I would stay with him whenever we would play in Chicago. I would just stay with him, and then I flew out to go see him in Denver when he lived there.
Nice.
But now he's in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. I think he lives out there.
damn.
But he only calls me now when he wants something. He's like, "What's up? Hey, can you give me a bottle of perfume? Come
Oh,
on,
my
man!"
God.
I'm like, "Isaac again?" Like,
Get out of here.
and he'd be like, "I love you, man." I don't know. I still love him very much, but he's funny.
So what is it that you do? Like you just mentioned a bottle of perfume. Do you work in perfume?
Yeah. Isn't that so crazy? I work in perfume. I would have never thought in my life that I would be making perfume for a living.
How'd you get into that?
So touring slowed down for Impending Doom, and this is the same apartment that I moved into in 2011.
Oh wow.
Damn.
So I've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
A lot of friends have been in here. Joe
It's
Butler, yeah. My friend Robert, all in different bands, have lived with me. Josue lived here at one point
No
too.
shit.
Yeah, because he
Damn.
works at the Kaiser right here.
Oh really?
shit.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
he do?
He works as he's an EMT. I just
Crazy.
found that out last week. So Josue, if you're listening to it, there you go. But yeah, he's married now, has a kid, and so. But touring slowed down, and my sister was an executive pastry chef for a restaurant called STK, some like notable steakhouse. But I hit her up because she was very connected in LA. She had been here for a long time, so she's like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, I kind of need a job. Like, I don't have anything to do when I'm not touring." She's like, "Okay, go see my friend Megan." So I went to go see her friend on 3rd Street in Orlando, and it's a bakery there called Magnolia Bakery. She's like, "Oh, you're Bridget's brother. Yeah, you can make coffees in the morning. Just come in and we'll pay you X amount of dollars." And I was like, "Great, okay." That was easy, you know? So I did that for a little while, and I remember I helped, I think his name is Josh Home from Queens of the Stone Age, the singer, guitar player.
Right?
Yeah.
Joshua
It's like homie or something like that.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
He's a tall dude.
Tall ass dude.
Yeah.
And he like tipped me like very well. I think he gave me like $20 or something like that. And I was like, what am I doing here? I just got done. Like I just did like a tour in South America with this other band called I Set to Kill. And I'm like, I was like, I can't do this. You know what I mean? So I kind of like put it out there in the sense like, I don't know, that I didn't want to fucking work at the bakery anymore.
Yeah.
And these girls would always come in and buy cookies, and one of them offered me a job. One of the girls was like, "Hey, would you ever be interested in making perfume? I work at the perfumery 2 stores down. We have full benefits, 50% off discount, and we start you off at, I think at the time was like $15." And I was like, "Oh my god, $15!"
Yeah.
I'm curious
like-
as to what made like that. She was a customer.
Yeah, she was just a customer.
Like, did she think you smell good?
No, she
Like,
just
oh, this guy has
poached me.
potential.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. She was just like,
This guy
I
has
don't
the
know.
nose.
Yeah.
Something.
He knows.
Something. I don't know what it was, but I was interested because it was a job.
Yeah.
And I interviewed with her, and I guess I was just interested enough, and I got the gig. So, they're right there. Fidel wants a beer.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh.
signaling.
My bad.
So yeah, I just started doing that, and I just got super interested in it. You know what I mean? There's so much
Should've just said it, man.
that goes into it. So my
Thank
curiosity
you.
and interest got me to kind of where I am. It's a cool brand. It's like, people do a lot of jobs that they're not proud of, to be a part of, and I'm pretty proud to be a part of this brand. Like, there's
That's cool.
What exactly do you do?
So now, 8 years later, I am a field executive for the entire Southwest region. So before I was just like a lab technician. I would make the fragrances and help customers, find the scent that was like good for them. They would choose it, and then I would make it. And then we print the labels out on, the computer and personalize it however they'd like. And then I became assistant store manager. And then they gave me my own store. I opened up the first store in Silver Lake in
Oh, wow.
2016. So that was a big responsibility for me. And I was there for a while. And contemplated life for so long. Like, oh, what am I doing? Am I supposed to be here? Like, but I just kept on working hard, and then I got the opportunity to go to the next level, be account coordinator, and then my role changed into field executive. So from overseeing one store, now I oversee all of them in Southern California, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
also,
wow.
the one in Las Vegas and the one we just opened in UTC. But there's a lot of exciting things happening. I'm like, we're opening up new locations. And it's challenging. It's a job that is super challenging. I have to, manage so many people and make sure that business is on track in this chaotic economy. And
I can see,
it's cool.
I can see how you get like a lot of gratification, like being a part of like growth like that.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not anything new to you because I mean you were involved in Impending Doom, which was like a high school band that like you were there to help facilitate the growth into what it became. So it's kind of like you were kind of already cut out for that.
Yeah, kind of. It's now when you put it in that context, for sure. Like I was with the brand kind of before the company got acquired by Estee Lauder. I mean, Estee Lauder is a massive conglomerate,
Huge
corporation. Yeah, and till this day, we're still transitioning into being this bigger brand. Like it's crazy. So yeah, there's something about the brand that I kind of like that resonates with me when it was just like it's definitely a punk rock kind of like outlook. Like they don't care about like perception. Like they don't care about what the bottle looks like. Like nowadays, like celebrities will sell anything. You know what I mean? Like Johnny Depp has a new fragrance. Nobody knows what the fuck it smells like, but it's Johnny Depp, so that's why people buy it. So there's a lot of philosophy behind it, which is pretty cool. It's about like what's inside than the exterior, So it's like it's cool. I relate to some things like that. And then their sustainability efforts. It's super like conscious of their carbon footprint and everything that they're doing. Everything in the boutiques that they do is like all reclaimed secondhand, and it's also a vegan brand. So it's it's kind of cool. It's like some things are even more special when nothing has to be harmed for it. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's what I do for a living. It's a cool gig, but
that is cool.
Yeah, I mean, what's your story, Jacob? Where the hell have you been? Did you get married? Or?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I was with her since like 2010.
Okay,
so
amazing.
Like, yeah, we've been together for a long time. Finally got married this year.
No way! Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Where do you live?
So I live in right now. I live in Winchester.
What's your exact address?
Oh, okay.
Give it to us. And can I have your phone number too after you leave?
And
because
social security.
I don't have your fucking phone number.
Someone can track me down.
I had to
That way
post-
somebody can Google you and find your LinkedIn.
Sometimes I'll go on these like memory photo dumps and I'll post them on the internet. And I had posted you. I was like,
have you seen this?
I was like, where is this guy? Does anybody know where he is?
Because he doesn't have a social media presence either.
My friend is. I haven't talked to him in over 10 years.
He's on a milk
is
carton?
he alive? Like, where the fuck is Jacob Lucero at? Where the fuck is he?
No,
and Fidel was the one that wrote me back.
Yeah, I'm sure. I remember my wife showing me that post and me just cracking up.
So crazy.
But so we bought a house in Winchester, which is like right next to Menifee.
Okay.
It's like between Menifee and Hemming.
Yep.
So like Menifee, Winchester, Temecula, and Hemet. So it's kind of like in that little area. It's really chill. But we bought a house up there in 2021 when the prices were still good.
Yeah.
Definitely wouldn't be able to buy it now.
No,
it's got
absolutely
super
not. That's
expensive.
why I'm contemplating like still staying here. You know what I mean? My rent is not that expensive, but it's like, damn, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like,
It's LA's rough.
Yeah.
But so like remember I told you I was skating a lot with those guys.
Yeah.
At the time I met my wife now, I was but I was like a shop helper at a tattoo shop.
Oh, crazy.
My friend Steve got me a gig as a shop help.
I met Steve in passing.
Yeah,
I remember him.
So I was working there with him. Like I would clean tubes and stuff for all the guys and just do stuff around the shop. And then that kind of eventually ended. Started doing like tech support stuff at this like GPS company, and then from there I started teaching myself like just IT in general.
Oh, sick.
So I from there built a career and just like taught myself like networking and like just computers. I taught myself from the ground up.
If it's one thing to know now, it's fucking computers, man.
Yeah.
That's like the future. IT is everything. And
For sure.
I don't know jack shit about it, but
and my thought process was like, okay, I can go into construction. You could definitely make money doing that,
hell yeah.
but you're going to destroy your body in the process.
For sure.
So I was like, I need to do something where I can make decent money and not have to destroy my body.
Yeah. That's important.
So I started into that. I had to take some jobs I'm not proud of. Like along
Dude,
the
I
way.
worked at Magnolia Bakery, dude.
So I worked at a vending machine company, and I got Fidel a job there, like as a driver. But it was, like there were like these like modern kind of vending machines that were like, they were nice and everything, but that like I would do kind of like IT related stuff there, and like that company was kind of shady.
Yeah, very shady.
Very yeah.
Very
pretty
shady.
So
shady.
how long did you work there?
I was there maybe like a little over 2 years.
Yeah, like 2 years.
I
Possibly.
forgot about that.
Oh,
You guys,
shit.
Yeah.
you guys were together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got him a job there, and I ended up leaving, and he stayed there for a few more months, and things went downhill.
Yeah.
So he dipped.
Yeah, I dipped.
So
Like,
why did you keep in contact with him and not with me, dude? Let's get fucking real.
We were well, no, because like so remember at the time
You son of a bitch.
no, because you had like you were always on tour. You were kind of doing
we
that
were
stuff.
gone. I was gone like literally 9 months out of the year.
I know, and like I think that's where things. I was like, what? I'll just I just kind of started hanging around people who were there.
Yeah.
So we started going to shows a lot around the time that I got back from tour with you guys. I started hanging out with Fidel and like Evan and those guys and Omar a lot. We started going to like hardcore shows.
That's amazing.
So we started like we went to Sound and Fury, we started going to all the hardcore shows in LA, Orange County.
Yeah.
And then that just kind of continued. We just kind of continued that.
That's
Just
awesome.
kind of hanging out with all them.
I love it. And Javen's good, right? I love Javen. I see him. Sometimes he'll message me. Is he into fly fishing now?
He fished, yeah.
Oh, hell
he
yeah.
turned into like an outdoors bro too.
Let's go, dude. Let's
Like,
go fly fishing.
He has I actually invited him. Like he was supposed to come with us too. We went to Kern River a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
no way.
Yeah, we went. With
Did you
Jose
go
come
to
with us.
Lake Isabella or you?
No, it's above
It's
Lake
just right,
Isabella.
up,
okay.
right up the M99.
Oh, okay.
So
You guys went further up.
Yeah,
then.
you go where Lake Isabella is. There's a street called Sierra, and it takes you up into Kernville.
Okay.
There's like that Kern Brewing
It's
Company.
probably-
out there.
it's probably a good,
They make
like-
the lazy IPA.
Yeah,
It's the lazy hazy.
lazy river.
Lazy River, that's what
River
it is.
IPA. Yeah,
It's good stuff.
It's
They do
like
just
45 minutes
outstanding
north
too.
of Lake Isabella.
Oh, okay,
like it's
cool.
not far from there
it's
at
like
all.
15 miles up the road.
It's like
Nice.
just north of where they launched for all like the cool like whitewater rafting.
Ah, yeah.
So like you get to get in some like good quality tubing without having
get
to
the
like.
tubing.
I need
yeah.
to do that. I need to go up there. I need to explore more. I've never been to Isabella, but I follow a lot of guys that fish it.
That
and
area is
it's-
pretty cool, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, and like when we
Yeah.
went, like we noticed that like the water, because like the last rainy season.
Oh yeah, no, the
like
waters
it,
were
it
low.
rose the
Everything's
water level.
Yeah, everything's
flooded.
back up.
Yeah, like where
Everything's-
we pitched the tents, dude. Like it was kind of at some. I don't know how exactly, maybe how high it was, but
Dude.
it was like
all the
submerged.
lakes in Southern California are full.
Dude.
Lake Matthews is actually full right now.
Dude,
I saw it.
Dude,
the
our
other day.
know,
people-
it looks-
my homies are still breaking into that bitch and fishing and catching a big ass striper. I don't want to name any names. Oh, maybe I will. Chivos Adrian, my friend Adrian, is breaking into that bitch.
There's
And
like
they're catching-
hundreds of like Chivos in Riverside. Don't even trip. Like,
dude,
they're not going to track
there
that
are
one.
massive fish in that body of water.
Yeah.
I mean, the water is beautiful. Yeah, dude, you have to have fish in it, you know. So the striper there are massive, and people break in there like during the holidays. Am I just exposing everything? Maybe I shouldn't say this. But,
No one cares.
blowing up the spot.
blowing up the spot. I've never done it.
I'm
but
taking notes because
I'm gonna do it.
The only reason why I'm here is because I'm undercover
It's
for
like-
the county.
But every cast you cast into that body of water,
getting
you catch a
something.
fish
Damn.
because that body of water has no pressure whatsoever. And pressure, I mean like people constantly throwing baits in there.
Yeah.
You go to a lot of the
There's no
lakes that I
boats
fish,
or anything,
no
yeah.
boats, no nothing. There's no water contact
There's,
whatsoever.
yeah, there's no activity. Yeah.
Nothing. So you throw something in there, dude. Boom! Fish are gonna go crazy for it. It's insane.
I can see why like people would want to get up in there to
because
try
it's a
exactly.
secure bite.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Because like on the other hand, like when you go to like, because there was times when, because I took my kids on the camping trip,
Mhm.
and we went over like this footbridge that's by the campsite, and I was telling my son like we can throw a rock off the bridge, you know, and watch
Yeah.
it go kerplunk, you know.
Yeah.
But like there was people like fishing right there. And I told him like, hey man, like it's
There's
just bad.
people
It's
fishing.
bad
Yeah.
form to kind
You
of
don't
just
wanna
start chucking
disturb-
rocks right now.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah.
he knows. That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I mean,
respectable
like,
as shit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I know enough about fishing to know, like, the
Yeah.
etiquette. You know what I mean?
There
Like,
is so many unspoken rules of things that we need to bring to light for sure. I mean, on the water. I mean, in general, you know what I mean. Like, I
Yeah.
think Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm is like the king of all that stuff, like the chat and cut and stuff. But yeah, just a lot of unspoken things. Like, we'll fish points like on the water because fish hold on like major points, it's just like this lateral structure kind of thing where a lot of fish hold because they ambush fish. So if things come by, it's a perfect like spot for them to just be like boom and grab them. So we fish a lot of points, in a lot of jet skiers we'll face the point and there's, I don't know, probably like 20 feet between the point, and jet skiers were just going in between us and just like fuck everything up. So I have this thing where I hate jet skiers, you know what I mean, just because of that.
Yeah, I've been to like what is it, Silverwood Lake?
Yeah, Silverwood.
Yeah, and like right there, that's a good example of like where like because you have that type of mix of activity.
Oh, so people just want to be in the water.
And like
you know?
I've seen like where people are trying to fish like out of a kayak, and then like a group of people on jet skis will come through and just like start ripping it, right? I mean,
you'll flip a kayak if you get close enough, dude. And you're like just.
And I saw them like visibly get like.
Well, think about it. If people that kayak fish do not want to disturb the water whatsoever,
100%.
so it's like stealth mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's how they're going
sense.
to catch a fish. You're risking it a little bit more with the boat because you have a motor, but then you got like a trolling motor and you can get close enough. But you don't want to spook fish. If you throw a bait in the water, as soon as it hits the water, if there's 5 fish holding. 3 of those fish are going to move because they're going to be spooked. The other 2 you're going to try to catch. You know what I mean? One of the 2 you're going to try to hit because out of a group of fish, there's going to be one fish that's going to be more aggressive, and that's how they like. It's just like alpha.
Like people.
Yeah.
They're like people.
Alpha shit. You know what I mean? So they're going to fucking go for it.
I'm learning so much. This is so
I can talk about fishing all day, dude. I love it. I don't even know how.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
But were you always into fishing, or is that like more of like
No, I wasn't. I would just... Believe it or not, I just like to drink beers with people, you know. So I would go with Josue and the Calderons. They would go fishing all the time. They would break into Canyon Lake, and it was cool. Like we'd just get in Josue's truck, and it was just all off road until you got to the lake. And they would wade in the lake and then cast in and drink beers, and it was just like
that sounds super dope, dude.
I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, instead of going to some party and then just like drinking there, I don't even know why we did that. So dumb, but yeah, there was something about that. It was just so, and then I don't know, I just got older, and then I lived with Josue, and he's the one that really got me into it. Taught me pretty much everything about it, like what's cool, like all the Japanese innovation in fishing, and like swim baits, like, you know, if you want a bigger fish, you throw a bigger bait, and you know, it's just cool, like this mentality of being like this hunter on a body of water, and when people it's the best feeling ever.
You must be a patient person.
Because
doesn't it involve like a lot of patience? I've never
been fishing. It's a lot of patience for sure, but there's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to pay attention to. Like it's not like if you want to do the waiting game and just drink beers and throw your line out with a bobber, then you're just waiting to get bit, kind of in the sense. But depending on the time of year, like right now it's kind of like fall transition, so the fish are super active because once it gets colder, they are more lethargic, so they don't eat as much. So right now it's kind of like prime time. It's kind of like the dinner bell of the year before. Like there's other times in the year, of course. So, but then if you pay attention to moon phases too, you can learn a lot. Water temperature. I mean, the time of the day. Like you just know. I don't know. There's something about it. Like in other days, you might think you know all this shit, and you cast out, and you will get absolutely nothing. You know. But then the days where it's on, like I went yesterday. It was last quarter moon. The water temperature is perfect. It's 74 degrees. There was a little bit of wind, so just enough current, so there wasn't pure like visibility in the water, and it was just working. Everything we were doing, we're catching good fish. Me and my buddy Robert went. We were catching like good 3-pound like healthy fish, and the fights are like nothing else I've ever experienced in my life, and it's fucking great. I would recommend everyone to do it. If you do not do it, it's like so cool.
I love when you talk nerdy to me, dude. Like,
I can get into it, dude. I'm so annoying.
Have you ever been able to go out fishing while on tour?
Oh man. No.
Because you wouldn't have your gear. You'd have to get gear.
Yeah, like
or know somebody who has gear.
So actually, my buddy took me out fishing in Florida, and I caught a big old, I think it was like a 6-pound bass.
A gator gar?
What's that?
A gator gar?
No, it was large. It was a largie. Yeah, there's a lot of ponds everywhere in Florida, and there's just fish everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, he took me out, and sure enough, I fucking got bit, and I got a good one. And then I went to go play a show with the band we played with was they were on Face Down. What are they called? In Due Time.
Oh,
I
damn.
remember him.
Yeah, we played a show with In Due Time
Yeah.
in I think it was Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, old band.
Jacksonville, isn't that where Obituary is from?
I
Probably.
think so.
There's a lot of crazy metal bands from
Deus
Florida.
Ex from Florida.
Yeah, a lot of crazy ones. Beer break.
Sure.
Dude, yeah, that Japanese lager's fire.
Let's go. I don't have central air.
When
I
was this
still
built?
live
Like in
in
the 20s?
I think so. You probably have a way better gauge than me and that kind of shit. I don't fucking
Dude,
know.
like LA, most of LA has been built like in the like early 1900s to like, I'm guessing between the 20s and 40s.
Yeah.
Damn, look at this guy, dude.
My family's from like
I don't know
like
any of that
Historian over here.
I know, seriously.
my family's like from the area a little bit, and like I mean I can tell like this is like an older like
for sure.
like OG neighborhood, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean it's changing, you know. So I need to get out of here in the sense of like more. I mean it's already super busy and chaotic, but it's going to be even more
Yeah.
chaotic with this new development that they're going to put. I think there's
Yeah,
going to be
what
like
is that?
there's going to be like a fast food. I don't know, maybe a fucking Taco Bell right there. So I need to
Yikes.
get the hell out of here. I've been here too long too, and I want to walk my dog in her last few years of her life in like nice grass. You know, I just need a different change of scenery.
Do you have any like ideas of where you would want to go?
I mean, in the end, probably Texas.
Yeah.
But for now, probably like Pasadena. I really want to move to Pasadena. So, if you're listening to this, send me recommendations because I need to get the hell out of here.
It seems relaxed in Pasadena compared to like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
heart of LA. Like
Yeah,
over
there's
here.
not homeless
I mean it depends
people.
where you go.
It really does depend. But a lot of other cities, you know, they there's money in those cities and they
Yeah.
take care of those cities. And unfortunately, they move, you know, homeless people to more houseless areas, you know, like Los Angeles, where they're supposed to be funding and taking care of them, but
Yeah.
it doesn't happen. So it's crazy.
One thing I did want to ask you, because I had asked if you like did fishing like while you're on tour. What kind of things would you guys do? Like,
Oh my gosh. In what phase of my life?
well, how about this? Like, what's the difference from then to now?
Then to now, I mean, we care about sleep. We care
Yeah.
about like taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, and then you didn't, or
Oh no, back then no. It's like what kind of shit we get into. It was
Yeah.
just fun. Like we were little kids, so we just loved being the stranger, you know, in
Yeah.
a different city. I mean, Jacob knows. We would just wake up, look for something to eat,
yeah,
Yeah.
look for some cool shit. I mean, there was one point where we were up north and we parked. I don't know if you were on the tour, but there was like a bridge over water, and we pulled over, and everyone was jumping off the bridge
Oh,
and
shit.
stuff like into the water. So there's a lot of
we
cool
went in
shit.
the winter, so like that,
Oh,
that
yeah, it was
definitely
cold.
wasn't.
Remember we got in a-
Brooke almost like we almost went off the freaking
Oh yeah,
the road in
yeah,
Idaho.
yeah. Didn't we get a flat tire too? I think.
Yeah, we got a flat, but I remember Brooke lost control going up a mountain.
Oh my gosh.
And we almost we didn't hit the railing, but like the whole van kind of swung.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And I
was
remember
this
getting
at?
out in Idaho, up in the mountains.
Yikes.
In
Yeah.
the, like during like it was snowing.
It was
a
snowing, yeah.
bunch
That,
of
during
snow.
during that tour was crazy. I mean, we've been in so many accidents.
Yeah.
I was in Europe with Bleeding Through, and the bus driver fell asleep and
Oh,
just hit the side
shit.
railing. Luckily, we're all okay. I was in when I played with the Devastated, my close friends. We were up in what is it in Arizona? Up in the mountains. What is it called? Not
Sedona?
No. I fucking always forget this. It's
Flagstaff?
Flagstaff.
Okay, yeah, that's up
I
there.
always forget that. I don't know, but we just slid off the road. It was snowing, and we fell into this like off the road. The trailer was all messed up, and it was funny because Eric would lay in the back and sleep, and we got into this accident. And everyone's like, you know, Greg Wilburn was writing. He's like, "Is everyone okay?" Andrew got up and was like, "Is everyone all right?" And then you hear Eric in the back, and he goes, "Are we there yet?" It was so funny. It was cool. We got pulled out. Luckily, we're all alive.
and this was with Bleeding Through.
No, this was with a band I did called The Devastated.
The Devastated, that's right.
Mhm. And it, with
Greg
Impending
Wilburn.
Doom, yeah.
Yeah, it had Greg Wilburn and Eric Correa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because this was post Oblige, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I
Yes.
remember Oblige playing at Norte Vista.
Yep, yep. I was there for that too, on
Yeah.
the quad.
And the
It was
quad,
so
yeah,
sick.
on the three.
So awesome. Yeah, they were like the local band that we looked up to that I
Yeah.
liked. Like, I liked Suicide Silence too, but the band that I really was stoked on, I was like, damn, Oblige. Like, these are the cool kids.
Dude,
I
Mike
remember-
Vitalis.
Yeah,
I remember
Marky.
Eric giving me the Oblige demo. It was like a burnt CD, but I remember the one I had was purple. Because I think they
No
were all
way.
different, like different colors,
Probably.
probably.
Yeah, I love them. I would like hitch rides with them to go to shows, and they would play with like big bands like Bury Your Dead. They played this show with Bury Your Dead and Acacia Strain at the Allen Theater, and I got to tag along, and I was like, "Oh, this is so sick! Like they're so good." But yeah, later Obliged turned into the Devastated. Century Media was going to sign them as Obliged, but Greg wanted to do something totally different. So, yeah, that's what it was, and it was so cool. That was a big party. We lived off nothing, and it was the funnest time.
I thought that band was pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, that band was so sick. If you haven't listened to that record, so good. Oh my gosh, please listen to it. I mean, there's only one, but from beginning to end, the songwriting is so good. The vocal patterns on it. Greg is they're super creative, him and Eric, and yeah, that record is phenomenal. Martin played drums on it. So
is that available on streaming?
Oh yeah, you can stream that. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music. Yeah.
I'll have a link for it.
You got to check that record out. It's amazing.
You mentioned that you were also toured with Bleeding Through. How did that come about, you joining Bleeding Through?
Oh man, that's a funny story. So I was doing Impending Doom and things were kind of falling out. It was like an era where I was just like not seeing eye to eye with a lot of things. And I think we were all just kind of like going through, we were just growing up, we were just annoying ass little kids. Like I was super annoying when I was skateboarding, I grew up and all we did was talk crap. That was like kind of how we got together. That's how we showed love, exactly.
Yeah. Roasting?
Roast each other right away. Like my friend sent me a meme.
Like that.
Yeah, straight up. My friend sent me a meme. It's like, that's how my friends talk. It's like The Rock talking shit on like Kevin Hart or something.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
roasting is a love language for sure.
It is, but we just grew. It was just growing pains, and we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. And then I started kind of like partying too, and it was like you had to be fully invested in the band, and maybe at the time I probably wasn't. I was just like, they were just like living and breathing Impending Doom, which was fine, but we're still young, and it was just like I didn't show up all the time.
Oh, okay.
Like one of the big things was we were recording this record with in San Diego with like at Tim Lambesis' studio, the singer of As I Lay Dying.
Yeah.
But I would like leave on the weekends, like when we weren't tracking, and they would stay there.
Ah.
And it was just like who's contributing more, and it wasn't just that, but it was also like a lot of internal conflict, and I basically got kind of like forced to stay home. On another record, they like paid me and they're like, oh, whatever, and then I was just like, this is weird, so I kind of parted ways with my baby, with the band, and it was I was so bummed, I was all sad, I was like crying and shit, but I mean, these are some of the moments in my life where like faith has been super apparent to me. Like I would put whatever you want to call it, just like I did at the bakery. I was like, I can't be here. You know what I mean? I gotta do something else. Like there's got to be something else for me. I did the same kind of thing, and you can call that prayer if you want, or you can call it whatever you manifesting.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And then I got hit up by Bleeding Through, and they're looking for a guitar player.
Oh wow!
We did a tour with them the previous year, so I became super like close with them and whatnot. And I tried out, and I got it. And I was like, I can't believe I gotta be like decent, okay, like at guitar to be playing with Bleeding Through. So then I was like, okay, then maybe I do know what I'm doing.
How random is that? Like bands that you listen to as like a kid, you end up playing with them. It's funny how time works.
It's so insane. Yeah, like I don't really sit with those moments a lot. Like a lot of people ask me about them, and maybe it's just like something that I just like brush off because I don't know. I'm fucking weird when it comes to that kind of shit. Like the bubble, like, oh, I get all weird. I'm like, oh, you can't believe you know about it, But yeah, it's cool. It's some things that I'm really proud of that I got to experience. I was young and I got to do big ass tours with these fucking cool ass bands. So yeah, man, it was great.
I know what you mean, because I felt the same way about Antichrist Demon Core. Like, it was like a band that I listened to because they had released records like when I was still in high school. And it's like, man, when I was getting into like learning about like like the grindcore, like power violence, like hardcore stuff, like they were a band I listened to, and then like eventually like I got to a point where I ended up in the band. Yeah. And it's like the same thing, like where that's when I went on tour. And I got all my experiences.
All of it, dude.
So it's kind of so like, cool. Man, like you're a kid too. Like I was still like brainless at the time.
Oh man, I was so brainless. Sometimes I'm still like figuring things out. I'm like, how the fuck, dude. But that's life. So how was it for you the first time you ever went on the road? Like, what did you expect it to be?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know, because like in my mind, like when I started learning how to play guitar and like get into like punk and stuff like that, in your mind, you want to play like on a stage, you have people in front of you.
Yeah.
You have that mental image, like so going on tour, it kind of was like, okay, you're at this point where you have people who enjoy your music outside of your local area enough to be confident to do that.
Yeah.
So then like what I expected was like, oh man, like I guess people are gonna like shout back,
sure.
and go off.
Yeah.
And then like they did, like in the ways in which like we experienced it. But like, yeah, man, it was cool. Like I would honestly say though, like the best, like what you were saying earlier, it's like the experiences outside of like actually just playing the shows. Because I mean, like you're putting on the show, you're doing your thing.
Yep.
But it's like getting to meet people.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
And like hey, like what we used to do is we used to like get in touch with the people that would like hook us up with like a place to stay, and then they're from the area. And it's like, yo, what do you guys do for fun? And so like experiencing what the locals do, where the locals eat, you know what I mean? And that was my favorite part.
Yeah, recommendations from people were super cool.
Like and being in Philadelphia, and then like where do you get like a legit Philly, like and then these people know, and they take you, and then like we go to those places, and then you what do like Philly hardcore kids like do for fun? No,
like it's so cool to touch on what you just said. It's like, for us, it was just like a thing to do, but like he said, it was like these kids are there to see you. You know what I mean? Like it's so meaningful to them. You know what I mean? It's their highlight of their week. You know what I mean? No matter if there's a bunch of kids there or if it's just a few kids.
Like five,
it's like, it's like, dude, these kids showed up for you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, whoa, shit. It's
they
this
want to like talk to you.
Check. Yeah, like want
to
to fucking hang out with me.
Yeah,
like, dude.
It's like, damn.
I got a neck tattoo, dude. People look at me all weird and shit. They're like, what is wrong with that kid?
Dude, that's totally normal now.
Yeah, but it's cool to know that your music has some kind of an impact on someone.
Because I mean, like at this point in my life, if I were to go on tour now, like I have like my career and everything, like so the people at work, like they know me as like me, but like I imagine if I were to go on tour, like. Obviously, it's because like people like know me outside of that, and they're like now they think I'm like cool.
Yeah. No, it is cool.
That's kind of wild, dude.
It is wild. It is wild to think of for sure.
Yeah, dude.
But it's cool. I mean, I kind of feel the same way. Like when I see someone, I'm like, oh shit. Like, I don't know. I think I get more. This might sound lame. More starstruck with like skaters, that I grew up seeing. Like, oh shit, that's fucking Andrew Reynolds. Like, that's fucking sick. That's
He's still going at it.
Yeah, still going. I just saw that New Balance thing he did. They're finding a lot of money on that, dude. But there's money in certain brands, I guess so.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to the big shoe companies because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these core brands can't afford to pay.
I know. Think about dude. Etnies is in Walmart.
I saw that. I saw that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah. So it's man. I mean, it's rough out there for.
Are they gonna bring back the D3s?
Shoot.
They brought those. You can go online and buy them.
D3 resale value is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You can look up on your phone. You can find.
Dude, I was a D3 kid, man. I was definitely a D3 kid.
Dude, I never had them because I couldn't afford them.
Hey, is BSA still a thing in Riverside, California?
Yeah, it is.
What about the fucking guy? What's his name again? That's in there.
The Boy Scouts of America?
They actually moved.
No way, they moved?
They're not across. You're talking about
across from Best Buy.
But yeah, they moved. Yeah,
where are they at now?
They're still in Riverside, but it's like around the corner, basically.
Do they still? Oh, his name is Coco.
Coco, yes.
Coco, dude.
Eyes bloodshot.
Yeah.
Like,
do you guys remember?
He was kind of a dick to some people.
He was.
But
He was a dick to me.
Was he?
He was a dick to me, but because I would go in there for video games.
Yeah, because he
had a bunch of video games.
Yeah.
Dude.
But every time I had a question for him, he was always like super passive aggressive, very smug.
Kind of smug. Yeah.
I'm like, do you guys have this? He's like, I don't know.
Fucking
and
asshole.
it's like, fuck, all right, dude.
I kind of love that, though. I love when people are fucking dicks. It's something, I don't know, I just respect
That's
it.
how skateboarding was. That's how skateboarding used to be. Like, skate shops used to be like an intimidating place.
Yeah.
Like, now skateboarding is a lot more welcome. It's a lot more inclusive than it was. Like, back in the day, it was like, Like remember Zach Peacock? Remember how Zach Peacock, like back in the day when we were kids, like he was looked at as like the hot shit. Him and like Tony Silva were like the stars of like the
Tony
skate
Silva
scene
for sure.
and like the Riverside skate scene.
Yeah,
like, and it used to be kind of gatekeepy a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
They were kind of like if you were new at skateboarding, like you're a fucking poser. Like, like they would clown on you. They'd clown on what you were wearing, the tricks you were doing.
For sure.
Look at this fool with his pants.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man, you have to wear the tightest pants ever. It was the thing back then, dude. Now it's like
it's gone in waves.
Yeah,
you know?
history repeats itself. Now it's back to the Jenkos and
the Jenkos.
Are Jenkos back?
I saw a kid at the skate park.
Fuck yeah,
less than a month ago.
With the big back pockets?
No.
You can fit a skateboard in them.
The big parachute ones, like the ones, the huge, wide.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
I was like in 5th grade, dude.
I don't know if he was just like being funny.
Man.
I don't know if it was a joke, but he seemed pretty serious.
No, it's a legit. Everything is so crazy, especially in LA.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a thing where like all these like crazy liberal kids like are dressing like Republicans now. Like it's like cowboy. The cowboy thing is bigger than ever. It's weird. Yeah. Yeah, like camo hunting hats and shit like that.
Oh,
like Bass Pro.
The Bass Pro Shop.
Dude,
oh my god.
I do see a lot of skateboarders wearing those. Yeah.
It's a look, you know. I get it. It's cool.
I feel it. Yeah, no, I'm
you
down
know
with
what
it.
I mean? But it is what it is. It's just
Flipping the script.
It's just funny. It's super funny. But I do miss that mentality where it's just kind of like it should be kind of scary. You know what I mean? It's kind of like going to shows back in the day.
Going to your first show, you know?
It was scary, dude. Like, I remember I went to Hardcore Halloween, and it was, It Dies Today was headlining. Donnybrook was on the show. Martyr AD was on that show, and they were touring on Earth as is on Hell, I think, that record.
When that album came out.
But I remember when Donnybrook came, and they all put on, like, they played,
ski masks,
and all these kids put on ski masks. They were called the Doom Crew, if I remember correctly, and they would fuck everyone up, dude. They were
the FSU guys.
I think so. I don't know if they were FSU, but
Doom was separate. Like there was like a Doom Crew that was like
but
separate.
They would beat everyone up, and I was like, "This is amazing." I was like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life." Like,
I do kind of see hints of that, like coming back at shows now.
Oh, really?
Because I've noticed that, like, for a while, crowd killing like was not a thing.
No, it's definitely back.
But it's definitely back, and even to the point where it looks like assault almost.
Yeah, dude.
Like I've been seeing a lot of that. Like
there's always been an element of that at shows, but you're right. It did die out for a long time.
Yeah, it was out.
I get the aspect of like, you want all these bands to be bigger, and you want it to be more welcoming because it just gets more popular, you know. But there's still got to be those bands that are just for these types of people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It has to continue to.
What
exist.
is that band? It's like the. I can't think of the name right now.
Is it a girl singer hardcore band?
No.
There's a million of them. They keep on popping up. I don't know how I feel about it.
Scowl's awesome.
No, it's like the dudes from Terror, but like they're mixed up.
What is it?
Piece by piece.
Nice, yeah.
Piece by piece, dude. Like I feel like that's that type of band. You know, like like it. Because anytime I'd seen that band, like, dude. It was nuts. Scary in there, you know.
Yeah,
and like it is made for that type of crowd. Like it's kind of like I remember at shows when they would play people who were close and then they got obliterated. Like you can't complain.
Yeah.
Like you knew what you were getting yourself into by like getting that close while they were playing, because like they encourage like you punching somebody in the face.
For sure. I mean, it was just aggressive. That's what like punk was. You know what I mean? And now it's just like, I get it. It's like a skateboarding. You know what I mean? It's got to be more popular, friendly. That's how it gets bigger. But let's talk about all the same styles of bands that keep on coming out. Like I know I mentioned the girl fronted hardcore band. It's a thing right now. There's a lot of them coming out. Gel is another one too, right?
Yeah.
Gel, oh yeah.
Oh man, that band's hard.
Escuela Grind. It's good.
Oh yeah, they're from TJ, I believe.
They're from TJ.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's noise. It's like, it's pretty cool. But I guess that's so much cooler actually than like the shoegaze kind of trend of bands, right?
There was like a big like boom of like shoegaze bands coming out.
Everyone,
like,
dude, come on.
I mean, I'll admit, like there was some I was like, oh, dude, I love this shit.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good in it, but
it's oversaturated.
At some point,
at the
yes,
it's completely oversaturated.
Yeah, it got super oversaturated.
Especially the grunge side of the shoegaze.
Oh my god,
especially
I'm just so tired of it.
It is. There are a handful of bands that are really good, but I've noticed the like a TikTok trend of like glare. Glare got popular
because of TikTok. Yeah,
because of TikTok. And
I believe it.
Really?
And then that style is really popular amongst like the kids. Like my nephew's 17, and he randomly was listening to "Leave" by Weir.
Oh shit!
I was like, where'd you hear this? I have to know. Like tell me. Like,
I mean, that's
how
kinda
did you
cool.
stumble across this song?
I mean,
he's like,
to an
it was
extent,
on
it
a
is
TikTok.
cool. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know. I think it's just like me being old and like jaded, you know? And just kind of like seeing it from a different scope now. And it's just like, oh, this is the thing now. This is the wave now. Like,
That stuff is. I mean, I was never into like. I'm not into like shoegaze and stuff like
Dude,
that as much.
I'm not super into it either. I think it's just like
It's still so
music.
new. It's still so new to me. So like a lot of the stuff, like, so I don't have it. Like, I don't see your guys' perspective on it because you guys are super
I mean,
familiar.
It's just, I think it's like transitional because it's like Deaf Heaven. You know what I mean? Like,
oh,
Yes.
that band is dope, dude.
It's
I
dope.
played with that band a few times, dude, and man,
awesome.
but then
Like,
it's
I
like,
love
you know, it's
watching
like
them
it's
play.
just these transitions into these styles of music. Yeah, it kind of works and it's cool. I like it. You
Yeah.
know, because I do like slower kind of like emo music too. But I've liked like a lot of like southern kind of like slow sludge, which is in a sense almost kind of the same kind of vibe because it's just like slower, you know. But it's
like
it's
down.
more emo. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But that's why I like some bands like Hum, like we were talking
Yeah.
about. Like,
Hum's really cool.
Hum is sick.
it's cool because it's still like heavy. You
Yeah.
know, there's some songs where it's still like aggressively heavy, and I like that shit. Like
Yeah, it
that
has like
slow,
that
heavy.
atmospheric feel to it
Yes.
still, and it's fucking heavy. Like
That sounds tight. I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah,
Hum is sick.
There's
dude.
so many
Yeah.
good bands like that, like in that realm.
yeah.
Like-
There's this song Hum has called like The Summoning. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's so heavy, dude. It's
Damn.
and it's just cool, and it's the same thing over and over again, and I love that shit. Like,
Damn, I want to check that out, dude. That sounds
you
dope.
should check it out.
Yeah, we had brought up Hum because I sent him spotlights.
Dude, Spotlights is so good.
Yeah.
Spotlights is good too. It reminds me of it.
They're kind of Deftones-ish. Like,
It's very
like-
Deftones. It's like I like the electronic stuff that they kind of do.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I like about it because it's a little bit more different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. I mean, we can talk about this genre forever. But what about hardcore bands? What are the hardcore bands that you guys are like?
Zulu.
Really?
Oh, dude, Zulu's bad,
Zulu
dude.
is like they're at the top of my list right now.
Really?
I love that shit.
Why? What's so
Okay,
special?
I
about it?
like what they're about. I think it's like what
And they're
about.
unapologetic about it.
Yeah, they're just like
Yeah, I saw
unapologetically. They're like just they're like, this is who we are. Like they're just, I don't know.
It's a lot of like is it political stuff that's behind it?
I guess you can call it quote. I mean, because just being black itself is considered political nowadays.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up. But I like their approach. They're just like, you know, this is who we are. This is our culture, and like either you're down with it or you aren't.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean that's how
right.
it should be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you don't like it, listen to something else. There's so many other things to kind of listen
Yeah.
to. What about? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I just like how they're it's like it seems a little different in a way because like they're incorporating like musically like a lot of different
Power
like,
violence.
yeah, like you can have like it's definitely like you can hear like the power violence influence in it, but then like there's like these elements that are like super heavy that
Almost
are
like beat down, like borderline.
yeah,
kinda
like where
beat-down-ish.
it's kind of like
like
kinda,
tasteful. It's tasteful.
Okay. That's what I like.
It reminds me of similar to like Sex Prisoner, how they
Yeah.
Oh,
they
dude, I
incorporate, like-
love Sex
Oh,
Prisoner.
those are my boys, dude.
So
Those are my
sick.
dogs.
I
It must be
love
hard to
that
wear
shit.
to wear
Shout
that
out.
shirt in public.
No, I don't have a Sex Prisoner shirt, but fuck. Like my friend John works for that company, fucking awesome, and he gives me shirts,
yeah.
and I never want to wear them because it says fucking awesome. I'm
Dude,
gonna
does he
wear
get
that.
hockey stuff? Like hockey,
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
like
it's
the
cooler.
same thing. Yeah, it's like the
I
same
feel like
thing.
hockey's a little cooler than FA.
Probably. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not as connected.
Hockey's more like, I don't know. They're looked at as kind of more edgy, and like I'm not a big fan of Dill. But Ave kind of does more of the hockey stuff.
Oh, sick.
So
I don't.
their team
I
is
wish I
cooler.
knew more. I have no fucking shit, but. He just sent me a box of shit. Oh, I don't want to get him in trouble. Fuck it. Whatever. I'll show you the shit that he sent me.
No,
it's
that's
pretty
awesome,
cool.
man.
Oh,
But
you,
yeah,
you mean the stuff you bought, right?
Yes, I
The
bought.
stuff you bought wholesale.
Yes, I bought it. Very much so.
It was a fair transaction.
Straight up. But what's up with you, Fidel? You've been fucking very quiet. What is the name behind your podcast?
Do you know what a Betamax is?
No, I don't know one. I
So
know
what-
what beta is, and I hope there's no association.
No.
I hope there's no association.
We don't do that shit. Yeah.
So I always assumed that people knew what Betamax was.
I recently learned about this too from
Please
going to his house
educate
not too
me.
long ago. Yeah.
But like I just assumed people knew, but I guess it's mostly like film people, I guess, like movie people.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So Betamax is a form of like a VHS tape, basically. It was VHS before VHS was a thing.
Whoa,
The way
that's
that
cool.
I understood it, like when you explained it to me, is like what an 8-track is to like
A cassette.
CDs and cassettes
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That's what a Betamax tape is.
Yeah, because if you look at a Betamax tape, it looks like a mini VHS tape.
Cool.
But that's what it was like
It has
before.
one reel. Was it one reel? Like
Yeah, it's like it has one reel, like, and that's how people would watch movies at home, like before VHS tapes were a thing.
Holy crap! I had no idea.
Yeah, so I thought that was like a common like
It was that or
knowledge type
picture
of thing.
disc at the time, correct?
no, I
Like-
grew up super poor,
Laserdisc.
man. Like VHS was like gold to us. We're like, what
Yeah.
the hell? This is amazing, you know. So
But yeah, like I've come to learn that it's not that common knowledge as I thought it was.
that's awesome.
Yeah, 'cause I
Very
didn't
cool.
know.
But yeah, like we started doing the podcast because of Jose, because like there's me and the two other guys I do it with, Eddie and Birdie. Like we would always just talk about movies.
Oh,
like that
sick.
all the time. We would just and we'd get into like the production aspect of it, like stuff we noticed and like and the editing and stuff, and like just nerding out on shit like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, because you guys would like get into it in a way, and like I was simply a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
And you guys would like you had this knowledge of like, oh, this director, the person who did the score for this film, they did the scores for other films. Like the way
That's
that you guys approached it was with a certain lens, and I was like, man, like this is like, man, I could listen to this.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, so he like pushed us to do it. We finally did it, and it was initially just going to be movies.
Okay.
Just talking movies, but we kind of had a discussion where like, we have a lot of friends that are in music,
Yeah.
and like they have stories, that should be told. So we should incorporate that too. So we changed it to where we just talk about anything.
Well, I mean, and
Yeah.
even you kind of like transcended just the medium of podcast and like movies with using the music to
Yeah.
where you actually release records like as Betamax records.
Yeah, I did 3. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you still did it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like that's tight. You know, like.
that was another thing that I
I
think
was
it was
surprised you
both
hadn't
of
done that
you.
before because of how knowledgeable you are about different music and the people you know and like I mean, like your record collection, dog.
Yeah,
like,
dude. There's only so many people that I follow. You know what I mean? That are super obsessed with music, and you're definitely fucking You're fucking up there.
That's honestly why
You're
me and Fidel would hang out so much. We
He's
would talk
always
music.
posting
like-
some fucking records. Sometimes I'll check out the bands that you fucking post out there or whatever record you fucking bought. And
Yeah.
The majority of the time, it's pretty good shit, man. So you got good taste, and not a lot of people do. So
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, we would always just kind of throw stuff at each other. Like I'd find a cool band, I'd throw it his way, and he'd show me new bands. And we're just like nerd out on
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
It's the
so
same,
much.
the same thing that we
Yeah.
used to do.
No,
like you
we
find
need
a
to
band.
continue it, man.
Well, I was
I'm
gonna-
getting lost out here. I'm listening to the same records over and over. I need to evolve, dude.
I would go as far as to say it's like that's what connected us because I mean like I wasn't a person who like skated like you guys
Yeah.
did, you know, so I didn't skate with you guys because I wasn't like a skater. It was
Yep.
something that I had a skateboard
Yep.
and like I like messed around on it, but like it was the music, you know,
Yep.
because I remember seeing you around school before we had a class together, and I would notice that you wear like band shirts and stuff. I'm like, oh, some of the stuff that you were getting into at the
Yeah.
time. And then, like, I remember you were wearing a More to Pride shirt one time, and it was like that first. It was like it was one of the first shirts like, where they had the dumpster like print, and I was like, oh man, like it's not just like this deathcore like
Exactly.
metal influence like hardcore stuff. Like I was like, oh, this,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's what
dude,
made us connect.
everything.
And we were in that class, and like we sat like next to each other.
Yep.
And like that's how you. And then I remember you showing me like, oh, bro, listen to this, and that's when you showed me like Worm dripping.
Dude, you know what's crazy is having the little music player that I had. I could only hold like
Yeah,
Like 50
dude.
songs maybe.
no, dude, the one that I had could only hold like 24.
It was like a certain amount of. It was like a certain amount of minutes,
Yeah,
right?
it was
I
a
had something
megabyte
similar.
thing. It was this little USB drive, and I could only put so many songs on it. And I
It
was
was
just
powered by
listening to
like
the same songs over and over
I
again.
had one too. It was like powered by like a AAA battery, and like you plug it in,
Yup.
and you have to take songs off to put new songs
Exactly.
on. You know,
Yup.
like before, like because I mean the
Before the
iPod,
yeah,
the
before
iPod
the
was a
iPod.
thing, but like who can afford an iPod?
We
you
were,
know?
No,
from,
never.
we're from the Inland Empire, if anybody doesn't know.
We went to
Yeah.
school in Orlando, dude. Like, we didn't afford that kind of stuff at the
Hell
time.
no.
you know?
The first person I knew that had an iPod at our school was Cisco. Do you remember Cisco? Tovar?
That sounds so familiar.
Francisco Tovar.
Oh my gosh, yes, I do. Yes.
Funniest fucking dude.
Where is that guy?
He's living. I think he lives near you actually.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, like down there, like the Menifee area.
There's
Yeah,
so
that's-
many people. Oh, I have to shout out Mia. Mia was at our very first Impending Doom show ever.
That's
It was
what's up.
crazy. It was on Halloween. I think it was 2005. She had showed up to Brooks, and we were just cool. We would hang out all the time. Yeah, and she rode with us to the skate park where we played the very first show as Impending Doom on
shit.
Halloween 2005 with Crematorium,
Oh,
Graf
shit.
Orlock.
shit.
I remember that, dude.
Yeah, dude. Those are my
It was
dudes.
fucking cool, man. It was, yeah, and only so many people were there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm glad Mia was a part of that. So, shout out Mia and Mishak was there. I'm pretty sure you were there too, Jacob.
pretty sure
a
I was
lot of
there.
people,
Yeah, that
a
sounds
lot
like
of
a
our
badass
local
show,
That
dude.
does sound
Dude,
like
it
a
was
bad
it was
show.
at a skate park off Lake Street in Lake Elsinore.
Damn.
Yeah, we all mobbed up there, and we used to only play shows with hoods. Like that's how Impending Doom started. We would always
Yeah.
put our hoods on and just rock out. Man, that was crazy. But the cool thing about playing that show was Graf Orlock. So sick.
They were
Dude,
wild.
they're
yeah.
I
insane, dude.
love them. They used to sell their T-shirts in like VHS
Oh yeah.
covers.
Cases?
Yeah.
Yeah, their shirts would be in the case. So you would get some shitty ass like old or Arnold Schwarzenegger box of some fucking movie he did with the cool shirt, which I love.
I remember the first record I put out with Antichrist Demon Court, and some of the negative feedback that we got was like, oh man, like they have a lot of like sound bites from movies and stuff. Like they're trying to be they're trying to be like Graf Orlock and stuff. I remember thinking like, man, that's kind of like compliment.
Dude,
like, that's tight.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, like
to have
yeah, it's
that.
cool. I mean, like,
Dude,
duh.
sometimes I'll write songs and I'll add sound clips on them from like weird shit. I added this clip from Forrest Gump, yeah, and I just sent it to the dudes. It's just like something stupid, but it's super fun. I love sound
There's
clips.
something about it that's just I don't know. It just kind of like adds to the to the track. Because I mean, like, let's be honest. Like we're talking about music that's a minute long. Like one song is like a minute long, right?
That's so cool.
And like you say what you gotta say, you do your thing, but like when you add like the soundbite to it, like not only does it extend the time, but like it just adds kind of to the song, because
For
like
sure.
like in my perspective, like the bands that use a lot of that I listen to that utilize a lot of like sound bites, like Spaz and
Yes.
Charles
Spaz,
Bronson,
yeah.
Charles Bronson was so sick.
so it's kind of like I can't help but to listen to those songs without also having to include like the sound bites, like it's a part of the song.
Oh
yeah,
like
it just adds to it.
live. It transcends or just so well. Like it just like adds to it.
I love when bands do it live.
Live
like
is like-
when they have somebody who just
Yes.
like presses
Yeah.
play and then
It's
it goes,
so cool.
dude. Like I appreciate that.
I fucking love that shit.
So are you guys writing new music right now?
Yeah, we're gonna put some stuff out relatively soon. Yeah, we have a show next week. Oh, should I plug this? We have a show
Yeah,
next
do
week
it.
in Dallas with Attila.
Oh well, I mean this episode's
Wow.
not coming out until.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I have to plug. We're doing like a 3 days in Southern California. The first show is gonna be in San Francisco. Second show in Anaheim with Bleeding Through. We're actually playing with BT. Impending Doom is, and then we're doing a show with. In San Diego. So it's like 16th, 17th, 18th. Should be fun.
Of which
this
month?
month?
December.
So
December,
we're on the
okay.
guest list.
So you guys better come out. Yes. Yeah, I will put you on the guest list for those 3 shows if you guys want to come. But yeah, we're putting out new music. We're always sending stuff to each other. Like if I have like some time where I'm free and I'll go in that room and they'll just whatever comes out, I'll send it to the boys. They'll either like it or hate it. If I get a reply back, then they like it. If I don't, then that's when I know they're just. But I just like sending, music, whatever I can
If
write.
they just thumbs up or heart it, you know that it's like low key. They don't like it.
Yeah. Or sometimes they're being nice.
Yeah,
like-
they're just being nice about it.
Yeah. David and Brooke are very hard to please. David's big on production.
Yeah.
He just like if he hears something in this like production aspect, he loves like architects and bring me the Horizon production. But if I like spend some time and mix it well, then maybe David will like it. But Brooke is more of like a visionary. He kind of like really gets it in some aspects. Not trying to throw shade on David, but like you can send Brooke dog shit recording and he'll be like, I see it. And I get this.
Like,
And
yeah,
that's
he, like-
why that's what something that I have with Brooke.
Like he
that we're
sees what
just
you're
like-
doing with it, like
Exactly.
it, but like no, like the quality,
The quality is
of
shit,
it
yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter to him because what he's listening to is like like what it is,
exactly
face value.
Yeah. So there's like, you know, whenever you track a song, you send it. Nowadays, kids are just really good at production, and you can buy fucking everything now and make it sound amazing. But I'm a little outdated in the sense, so I'll just like write whatever I think sounds good and then send it because it's just an idea, right?
Yeah. It's riffing. Yeah,
it's just riffing. But if you're just riffing and you have like the production of it, it sounds even better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it adds to it. Like, because I do the same thing. Like, so like I like if I have free time, like I will do like a little riffing and then like and I'll add like I'll sequence drums to it just to give it like some dynamic.
For sure.
Because you know you hear it you hear it in your head when you're riffing it, right?
Absolutely.
And then you send it, and it's kind of like it hits different when you try to like tone it right.
Yeah.
You get all the right
you
plugins.
spend more exactly. You spend more time, it's gonna sound more amazing.
Word.
But also I'm like stuck in my old ways where I'll write something and it's like a demo, right? And then if it gets the thumbs up and we bring it into the studio, it's gonna change. You know what I mean? So there's that aspect where I like a song where it's like this is the studio version and then this is the final version. You know what I mean? So I like those steps into songs, but nowadays I don't know, it's just like people are just putting so much shit out, you know, with good production, and it's half-assed kind of.
But that's
riffs,
why it's important to have that winning combination, like to appreciate it when you have it, because it's like when you can send an idea, right, and then you link up, and you're physically there working that idea out, and then the idea changes.
That's something I miss,
and then you're like, man, I didn't think about it like that, like that's a great idea. Let's run it back, but like let's slow it down here, but with like this bass intro, you know,
something, I love that. I miss that about collaborating with music with people in the room, because that was so short. You know, nowadays everyone lives in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And I'm tracking riffs, you know, programming drums, and then sending it off to the drummer or the singer, and then it's just hard to kind of collaborate, you know, as opposed to back then when everything was so fucking easy.
Yeah.
Damn, life is a trip.
Do you remember Brooks' grimy ass like back house?
Dude, that back house is all nice now.
Is it? They redid it all?
It's so nice. Yeah.
I remember the practice spot over there by like the by the liquor store
In Cyprus, off Cyprus.
Off Cyprus, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Do you guys remember this lady they would call Crazy Mary?
For
Crazy
sure.
Mary, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So
dude.
his dad had that glass shop, right?
Yeah, he still has the glass shop. It's
So I had actually met Brooke before I went to school with him.
no way.
But it was always just like a in passing type of thing. I've never like actually had a conversation with him. And it's funny because every time I would like run into him, or there'd be a situation where I would see him again.
Because you grew up in that neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Close to, yeah.
Well, so
Why
every
didn't you
time,
hang out with me? What the fuck?
so every time I would see Brooke, he would always introduce himself to me. So like he would forget that we had already met. So it would always happen. So, but the very first time I met him was because my mom used to have a thrift store on Cypress, and it was like next to a party supply place and a hair salon. And,
Where on Cyprus?
On Cypress and Warren.
So was on the left-hand side then. There was
Yeah.
a barber shop right there.
Yeah.
I used to go to that barber shop as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, I know
Yeah,
exactly
so-
where that is.
So my mom used to have a thrift store over there, and she would get her glass like for her showcases, like to put the jewelry. She would get it from Brooke's dad.
Yeah.
And I remember going with my mom sometimes, and that's when I met Brooke.
Yeah.
But every time I would meet him after that, he'd be like, "Oh, hey man, I'm Brooke."
Of course. Brooke's like that. Brooke is memory retention is always just like he's the nicest human
Yeah, he's
being
super nice.
ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can't remember a lot of things.
Because I remember the last time I ran into him
He
was
meets so many people too. He's like the face of
Yeah.
the band. You know what I mean? People love him. He shoots the shit with everyone. So it's just definitely.
No, dude, I
It's
believe
definitely
believe
hard
that because like I mean he didn't like introduce himself to me every time, but like I said like because he used to drive me sometimes my brother, but like Omar and I to
man.
school, and I vaguely remember like the time that he first like introduced the idea of doing it, and it was like he leaned out the red Camaro, and he like shouted like a band name that he and I knew. But it was like a I don't know, like a punk band or something, you know. We're like, oh shit, you know, what's up? He's like, yeah, you know, blah blah. I live by you guys, this and that. Like, I'll pick you guys up. I'll take you guys to school with me, you know. Like, I was like, oh man, like this guy's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Brooke is pretty cool. You know, I love that dude. Me and him have been through so much, it's pretty crazy to think of like in retrospect, like you know. But I still talk to him every day. You know, he's doing his shit in Texas.
He's in Texas, right?
Yeah, dude. Brooke was in Texas before all the Joe Rogan guys went to Texas. You know, so David followed after COVID. You know, and so many people went out there. But Brooke originally went out there first. You know, so I got to give it to him.
Which part of Texas does he live in?
He lives in Round Rock, so it's like kind of the
right outside of Austin.
Yeah, we're a little north of Austin.
North of Austin, yeah.
Yeah, so he's crushing it.
It's kind of a. Because I lived in Austin for about a year.
Really?
And like in 2000.
Austin is dope, dude.
Joe Rogan too?
No, dude, it was like 2006.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like 2006. It was. I remember just hearing Round Rock being like kind of like a typical Texas small town, like if you're black or brown, you don't go there.
Really?
After dark.
That's a thing?
Because because they, what do they call that? Like sundown towns or something like that?
Something like the
It's something like that where you don't go there after dark.
Yeah. What the
because
hell?
You'll get pulled over. Like,
what? I'm there all the time.
It was back then, dude. It was known as like a pretty rough. Like you didn't want to get arrested there if you were like black or brown. In Round Rock, yeah.
Oh wow, crazy.
Because good old boys, southern shit, like
crazy.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago for sure. I mean, people are becoming. Come on, dude.
It's different now.
Yeah,
because Austin is a pretty.
I mean, there's pockets for sure. Don't get me wrong. Where but I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist. Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah.
But there's so many aspects of it which I wish would just be like, just be kind to people. Be nice.
It's not
to
that
people.
hard. It's not that hard.
Really
to
not that fucking hard, man.
To not be a dick.
Yeah, like let people be people.
I'm only a dick to the people I love. So
exactly.
I know. Why
Right?
is that? Riverside, California, man. What happened to us?
We lived in Riverside. That's what happened. That's what happened.
Seriously, there's. You know what though? There's like some people that I meet, like a lot of my coworkers. They'll. I don't know. There's just. I have this weird connection with them. Like one of my coworkers. Her name's Jenny O. She has a 909.
Number.
Area code. Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm like, how do you have this?
She makes
She's like, I'm
from
from Riverside. She's like so sick. She went to what is it? What's the college out there in downtown?
RCC, right?
UCR.
No, UCR.
UCR?
She went to UCR. Yeah.
That's actually a big school. People come in from out of state and go to school there.
Yeah, I heard that Ryan Holiday goes there. I don't know if you guys heard him. He wrote this book right here, The Daily Stoic. Super cool.
Stoicism. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool shit. I like it.
I try to dabble in that, but it's like, man, I don't know how these fools do it.
Philosophy.
Yeah,
it gets deep.
It's super fascinating. You know what I mean? But it's just like you forget like in real life to apply like these these cool principles that you learn.
Oh yeah.
You know,
it's much simpler than we make everything. To be. You know what I mean? It's just have like. I don't know. He says like, be like the rock that the waves crash on. It's a super simple kind of thing, but it's kind of hard to apply. Like, mind your energy. Don't let people's energy consume your energy. Things like that. It's a practice. That's the whole purpose.
It really is. It's kind of like
like
I remember reading one from like this page that I follow, whatever. It's like don't accept criticism from those that you wouldn't ask advice. Ooh. And it's kind of like, man.
I mean, it's true.
That kind of stuff. And it's like that kind of stuff hits different, But then, you're in that situation, and you forget about how to be like the stoic dude, and you hear that criticism, you're like, man, fuck that.
Yeah, it's hard, man. You wake up feeling different every single day. You know what I mean? If people say otherwise, and they're pretty crazy, I think. So I think it's like what you can handle for the day. Take deep breaths. I think that's why I really like jiu-jitsu. I just started doing it since March, so I've been doing it for 7-8 months. But when I'm there, it's the only thing that I'm thinking about. It's like the outside world doesn't exist. It's pretty cool, man. And it's like, I'm sure everyone fucking talks about it and annoys everyone about it. It's kind of like a vegan that tells everyone that they're vegan. You know what I mean? Everyone that does jiu-jitsu.
They never miss a chance to bring it up.
Yeah, everyone that does jiu-jitsu has to tell everyone they do jiu-jitsu.
It's no different from a football fan during football season. They work it into every conversation. I mean, as a Lord of the Rings fan, man, I can't help myself.
Oh my gosh, I have so many friends that are massive Lord of the Rings fans. I just talked about Tolkien and because I was a big C.S. Lewis fan. I mean, I still am, and he was an atheist his whole life, but then through atheism, he found God. Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and Tolkien and C.S.
Lewis
were
collaborated on all their shit together.
Yeah,
which is super
they were like professors that were a part of like this writing like club, like this literary club, and they would bounce ideas off of each other and stuff. So it's like, man, like how cool is it to know that like Tolkien gets to like have the privilege of like the Chronicles of Narnia stuff, before they were like when they were still manuscript form, and vice versa. You know?
Just collaborate on each other's shit, proofread each other's shit, help each other. Like I think
that's wild to know.
Yeah,
it's no different from when you hear about like like bands that you're into, that inspire you, and like oh man, this fool, like, and like hearing like somebody from this band is like old school friends with this guy from this band,
It's kind of the same shit.
Exactly.
It's cool. It just adds to it,
It does.
I just rewatched all the Lord of the Rings, the 3 of them. But I'm like, damn, this shit's deep, dude. Did
you watch the extended version?
Emotional, dude. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like everyone's fighting on who's gonna take the ring to Mordor, and little Frodo's like, I will take the ring, and I'm like, damn, dude, his little ass. It's fucking hard, dude. I was like, this is dope. Super cool, man. They're long, but I got sick. I believe it or not, I finally got COVID. I probably was the flu. I don't know, but I got sick and I tested over and over again. It was positive. So I was like, damn, I guess I can't go to work. So
watch Lord of the Rings.
I watched Lord of the Rings.
There you go.
Did a bunch of push-ups.
Did you watch over and over again? Did you watch the extended versions or the theatrical versions?
I'm not certain. Whatever's on HBO Plus.
They have both.
Or
They have
Max.
both.
They have both. Yeah.
I don't know. I might have watched the extended.
It's the extended versions that got me into like getting deeper into it. For instance, like when you watch the extended version of the Two Towers, there's a conversation that the Aragorn has with Eowyn, and she's like, he reveals to her that he had been involved in some battle where the Theoden, the King of Rohan, was like a kid at the time. So she was like, yo, you must be like 70 years old.
I did see that.
Yeah, and it's like, no, I'm 87. And she's like, oh, you're a descendant of Numenor. And in my mind, I was like, what the fuck is a Numenor?
Yeah.
So I had to look it up. And then when I looked it up, I realized that there was so much more to like the lore and everything, like beyond what you're exposed to through the movies. So I couldn't, like, man, my brain went crazy, bro. I got into it, like, and like I haven't stopped.
That's amazing.
Haven't stopped, dude.
Are
like,
they gonna continue to do shit like that? Like,
from what I know, like they're because they're working on like an anime movie is like about the Rohirrim, which is in the Two Towers. They have Helm's Deep.
Yes.
Helm's Deep is created after, it was named after Helm Hammerhand, which was like a previous king of Rohan, and they're basically making a movie about him and
cool.
his story. So outside of that, they have like the Rings of Power through Amazon, which is I mean, it's cool because like it adds to like the visual aspect of like Middle Earth,
I love all that shit, dude. I spiraled on like Narnia shit too. Like I read The Magician's Nephew and it was so fucking cool.
Dude, those books are good too,
so
man.
So good. Like everyone knows the Cabinet of Narnia.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah, in The Magician's Nephew, he goes and it's like this world where there's these little bodies of water where you put your feet in, and they're portals to different universes, right? So he goes into Narnia, but he finds the Wicked Witch of the West or whatever the witch is.
If I'm not mistaken, it takes place before the events of Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yes,
correct?
It takes place. Yeah,
it's a prequel.
He finds it's like a way that he gets into Narnia. I forget what it is specifically, but he gets into this like purgatory where these different portals, and he taps into Narnia from the portal, and he brings back fruit. He takes fruit. It's like from Adam and Eve, like he takes fruit from the forbidden tree and brings it back. And that cabinet that you get into Narnia comes from one of the apples that he takes from an apple tree that he plants in his backyard. And the tree gets big, whatever, and then they make a cabinet out of it, and then that's how you get into Narnia, is this secret cabinet.
Shit.
That's like the story behind it. But Yeah, it's super cool and descriptive how he goes into these places and wakes these like other forces up. Like there's this scene I remember in my imagination when I was younger. Like he's into Narnia and it's like a very like destructive, like dystopian planet, right? And he gets into this castle and how he wakes up the witch or whatever. Is he sees all these people like in I don't know if they're made of like stone or something, but as he sees them down the table, the faces of them get from happy to sad and to mad. And there's like 12 of them and he sees them. And then there's the last witch or whatever. And it says like, do not disturb whatever. And he does. And all these people start like waking up and he tries to get the hell out of there. But the witch like latches onto his foot as he tries to get into a different portal and she's alive, and then that's how like Narnia comes to be, where they starts getting all dark and whatnot. But I don't know, I probably messed that up a little bit in some ways, but it's cool like when you're younger and you're reading these books, like my imagination was just off the charts, you know what I mean? I loved it. It was super cool.
That's always a sign of a good book, when you can just imagine all the shit happening.
Yeah, man, I'm still talking about it to this day. It's pretty cool. I like all that shit.
Well, you know what, I want to thank you for like allowing us to come to your home and just shooting the shit with us.
Dude, I could do this for hours.
I could too.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, I haven't even asked you about how like your crazy plant lady situation is going on.
Oh yeah,
I
love plants. I mean, I can tell you everything about them.
I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah. Whenever I get into something, I'm kind of like that. I got to know about it.
Dude. I get that.
You know, I just. I don't know. I want to know what I'm talking about too.
I love when you talk nerdy to me, dude.
Yeah,
it's like
music, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you want to know what you're talking about, what the band is. You know what I mean? But then again, I still listen to the same old shit. I'm still listening to Nails and Silent Death over and over again.
Dude, that's one of my favorite
albums.
But I need to evolve. So please send me music recommendations. You know what I mean? Like. I love the shit that I listen to, but I'm really happy that I got to see all you guys. It's been such a long time, and it's fucking cool, dude. It's like now I feel like no time has passed.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt. Like the second I saw you, I was like, dude, it's like time doesn't exist. Like I feel like it's 2007 again, you know?
Straight up.
There's something about like when you feel like you can pick up where you left off after, you know, like degrees of separation, you know?
Damn, I think
like,
that's called friendship, dude.
Yeah, for real, dude. Like I think that's cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
But thank you for coming out and making the drive. The next one you do, please let me come by and come to your place, dude. And let's do this again.
I'm gonna have to have you come over.
Yeah, please.
We should do a day. Like we should all come over to my pad.
Oh, I'm so down, dude.
I feel like there's so many people like that we still haven't even talked about that we need to like talk about, because there's a lot of great people from the Inland Empire.
There really is. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, do you have any shout outs,
dude? I mean, I'm gonna have to shout out my best friend Mishak Padilla. He's part of the EPA. He's in Hawaii right now, trying to investigate what happened with all these fires. And
that's so dope.
Yeah, I love him so much. He always did what he wanted to do.
Oh, for sure.
And I respect that tremendously, no matter what was in front of him. Like he came to LA. He had a great social security job where you got like raises every single year, but he hated it, so he left. He went to some town in Washington with not much.
He's been mad consistent, dude.
Yeah. So consistent.
Like throughout, like the dude that I knew him as, because he's younger than us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite a few years.
Yeah, dude. Like he's more like my brother's age.
Yeah, he's like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, like 3, maybe 4 years younger. Like and the dude that I remember, like the things that he was about, like
dude,
at school, like he's like what he said, like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that when I grow up. Like he's doing those things.
He's doing it.
It's dope. Yeah,
he did social work. He was in the Peace Corps. He went to
Salvador. He was in the Peace Corps.
Yeah, I remember
that too. Yeah, man, dude is the real deal, and I respect him tremendously, and I love him so much.
Does he still have a Padawan lock?
What's that?
No. Oh shit! I remember that.
Motherfucker loves Star Wars.
The only dude I ever knew who like, outside of because Sergio Galvin did it too, like where they would have like the Jedi braid or whatever.
He fucking had
it. It was like, fucking awesome.
And no matter how much shade someone would get for it, like it's like, nah, man, this is who I am.
He fucking has the tattoo, the fucking Jedi fucking tattoo on his arm, dude. He fucking knows what's up. I love you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. There's so many people in the Inland Empire. Everyone that I grew up with. I mean, Josue Jimenez is my fucking brother. I get to see him, still, and he's just been a mentor to me. He's got a kid. He has always done what he's wanted to do. Been through a lot of difficulties in life. Like, we both lost our parents. Not both of them, but and there was just so much that he's been through.
How's your dad doing, dude?
My dad is amazing. My dad is so good.
The last time I remember, wasn't he living up in Victorville or something?
So he has property in Landers, which I helped contribute to. But he's up there, here and there. He lives with my sister Frances in Paris. And
that's
my dad
cool,
is
wait, in Paris?
He's dude. My dad's got a girlfriend right now, dude.
Hell yeah, nice.
He's doing the fucking damn thing, dude. Don't worry about him.
Dude, next time you go to visit them, hit me up. I'm 4 exits down.
Are you serious?
From Paris, yeah.
Off the 215?
Yeah, I live off Newport Road.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, dude, when he first described to me where he lives, and I was like, man, it's kind of mad far. But then when you actually go,
it's
you're
not.
just
It's
man,
really not that far.
Yeah,
it's
really
not.
not. It's really not.
And particularly when you obviously the area you time it right too. Getting there.
Yep.
Man, it's really not that far.
No,
it's
it
kind of
really
it's a
isn't.
little pocket that seems far, but it's not.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's so many people that are on my mind that I want to shout out, but it's hard to. All my friends from the Inland Empire that I grew up skateboarding with, I hope they're all, taking care of themselves. It's a slippery slope out there. I mean, we had so many of our friends, pass away. Adam passed away, and there's just people love you know what I mean, so take care of yourself and your families. And because I mean it's easy to get lost in alcoholism and just anything there's take care of yourself, please, all of you. I mean, there's just endless things. I want to hang out with so many people, so hopefully next time we can get maybe Trevor Mungan on this, dude. I'm calling him out, and just shoot the shit. I used to hang out and sleep over at these dudes' houses when I was a little kid. It was great.
Dude, Trevor's
it was
mom's
fun.
house was the funnest.
Yeah, man, it was so much fun.
So much fun there.
Same with Ivan Macias, and I brought him on tour too. He's super good at skateboarding. He's got
he still is.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Good.
But I see him as just raising his kids, his 2 sets of twins, dude. Which is pretty cool.
2 sets of twins.
Yeah,
2 sets of twins, dude.
Holy shit.
He has 2 sets of twins.
Yep. Yeah, gotta tip my hat to that, dude.
Damn.
I'm sure that's crazy. But I just wish all my friends the best, and make smarter decisions, be healthy, and reach out to people when you feel alone. You know what I mean? I think that's super important because we've dealt with friends, unfortunately committing suicide in certain groups. So life is real.
Yeah.
Life is so fucking real. So.
Is there any music stuff you want to? This episode's coming out on November 4th, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, by this time, Impending Doom will have new songs out.
Oh, nice.
We just did all the merch stuff that's going to drop with the music. Please check out the merch on impendingdoommerch.com. And come to the December shows if you get around to it.
Hell yeah.
So, but thank you guys. Yeah, no, you guys are gonna come, but I'm telling everyone else to. Fidel, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm glad I reached out to you on
Yeah.
fucking Instagram, Jose. It's been so nice to see you. You crust fuck. It's literally the most crust punk dude I've ever met. I mean, he was the kid that was legit about it and had the craziest, spikiest hair, had all the studded belts all around him, all the patches. Charles Bronson, he had those.
I nerded out about it.
Yeah, the Walmart slip-on shoes. He was the real deal, dude.
Those black canvas ones with the brown soles.
Yeah, man, straight up the real deal.
They're like hemp soles. They had no traction.
Yes,
$10 specials.
1000%. And Jacob, man, it's so nice to see you. I mean, I spent a lot of my life with you, in and out, skateboarding, doing music. So I'm so happy that you're doing amazing, dude. And let's not spend 10 years.
No,
let's not wait another 10 years.
That's not gonna happen again. Yeah.
Anyways, cheers, boys. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Let's go.